you're just too stylish to have superstitions.
Zero. I can't do it. Too many collared cleats, too many gloves, too many wedding gloves, too many bats.
I do put on my right glove first, then the left, then the thumb guard, then I put on my leg guard, my elbow guard.
Anything you put on first?
Nah, not really.
Nothing?
Nah. I like to say I'm not superstitious, but a little stitious.
Do you guys make your own brisket here?
Yes, we do. We are known by our brisket.
Barbecue brisket sandwich. Quality is better than other places, and it looks good. We're ready to eat.
We go to an average 500 briskets per game. We hear a lot from our fans. They want to try something with wrap, easy to eat. So we say, well, let's do like brisket, wrap, and an egg roll.
That's beautiful. You get the gold medal for culinary brisketry here in Texas.
Yes.
Grill Styles, the grilling store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware, or online at thegrillingsstoresd.com, where the customer still matters. Delivery available throughout San Diego County.
Hey, player. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort is all yours. The hotel tower with some seriously luxurious suites. The super secret speakeasy. Hey, could you make that too? The indulgent spa retreat. And the epic rooftop pool in Cabanas. It's all for you at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place. Book your experience at HamulCasino.com.
Tired of having to carry heavy cases of water from the store? Culligan of San Diego has your solution. Culligan offers a variety of bottled water services for residential and commercial settings. 3-gallon, 5-gallon, or cases of water delivered right to your door. Whether you like reverse osmosis drinking water, spring sparkling, or high pH water, Culligan of San Diego has it all. Visit SDCulligan.com to learn more about Culligan's products and what they can do for your home or business. SD Culligan, water you love.
We have ourselves a rubber match here at Target Field. Padres, Twins settle things here this afternoon. Today's Padre lineup brought to you by Palomar Health, recognized as the world's best hospital 7 years in a row, and is stepping up to the plate to provide you with the best care. Visit palomarhealth.org to find a doctor. Padres come into today's ball game, 76-60 record on the season. Fernando Tatis Jr. will lead off. He'll be in right field for the Pods. Luis Arraez at first base. He'll bat second. Manny Machado will bat third. He'll be at third base.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd roll in that grass for days. Bet he gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
Peas in my family, and when it comes to getting everything they need to stay happy and healthy, I trust Petco as my home team. Whether I'm dropping them off at my local Poway store with their favorite groomer, Amanda, or scoring their great selection of food and supplies at low prices, I know the friendly pros at Petco make caring for my whole lineup easy and affordable. Petco, official pet partner of the San Diego Padres.
Most contractors aim to meet expectations. At Silverstrand, we aim to exceed them. We serve commercial, government, residential, and military clients with security systems, fire alarms, sound masking, even CCTV trailer rentals. With 20 years of innovative experience, we don't just show up, we show up ready to meet your needs in San Diego, Riverside, Orange County, and nationwide. Visit Silverstrand.com. Again, that's Silverstrand.com. Silverstrand Technologies, your experts in technology.
Hey, it's Rick from Baja Rick's Cantina in the Gaslamp. San Diego's baseball team is on the home stretch to bringing us a championship. So come on and join the party. try our new game day specials. We've got a 1-pound TJ hot dog, a bacon cheeseburger quesadilla, or our new birria grilled cheese sandwich. We've got $10 Blowfish margaritas and 32-ounce Coors Light drafts. Our DJ keeps the party going, and when you gotta go, did I mention our new baños? Now, let's play ball on the San Diego Padres Radio Network.
Today's Twins lineup is brought to you by Palomar Health, recognized as the world's best hospital 7 years in a row and is stepping up to the plate to provide you with the best care. Visit PalomarHealth.org to find a doctor. Twins roll into today's ball game with a 61-74 record on the season. Byron Buxton will lead off. He'll be in center field. He'll be the designated hitter in today's action for the Twins. Matt Wallner will be in right field for the Twins. He'll bat second. Brooks Lee at shortstop. He'll bat third. Luke Keeschel at second base. He'll bat cleanup. Cody Clemens at first base. He'll bat fifth. Ryan Jeffers back behind the dish once again. He'll bat sixth. Royce Lewis at third base. He'll bat seventh. James Outman will patrol center field. He'll bat eighth. And Austin Martin back in the lineup. He'll be in left field for the Twins. Joe Ryan on the mound, 12-7 with a 3.22 ERA. Jesse.
All right, Tony, thanks very much. We are still waiting on Joe Ryan. He has yet to take the field, even though the game was supposed to have started about a minute ago. So a little bit of a delay here at the start as the Padres and Twins get together for the rubber game. And the Padres have handled their business very nicely in rubber games this year, 13-6 in games that would decide a best-of-3 series. Obviously, the end of a road trip that began in Seattle. Padres dropped 2 out of 3 against the Mariners, trying to avoid that same fate here. But nonetheless, picked up a game on the Dodgers in the National League West last night after the Padre win. And the Dodgers got knocked around pretty good by the Diamondbacks. So as we get ready to play the final game in the month of August, tell you what, it is all in front of the Padres, 1 game out of first place.
And if we're being honest, that's how wins and losses are measured this time of year. Not necessarily whether you won or lost, but in this case, what are the teams in front of you doing? In this case, the Padres lose the first game of this set. Dodgers lose the first game of their set. Padres win game 2, Dodgers lose game 2, and although it's a 500 deal between the first 2 games, Padres pick up a game to get 1 game closer to the Dodgers.
Rocco Baldelli, the Minnesota manager, went out and had a quick chat with the home plate umpire, Corey Blazer, here, who is the crew chief. And then Blazer went over to talk to Mike Schilt and Fernando Tatis Jr. I am guessing Joe Ryan was handling something privately before getting ready to take the mound, which he does now. And now hopefully he will be able to warm up and get ready for baseball. So a little bit of an odd delay at the start of the game here this afternoon, but no big deal, certainly. As how about this one? Padres are trying to win a series in Minnesota. Obviously don't come every year, but still trying to win a series in Minnesota for the first time since 2005. Twins were still playing at the Metrodome the last time the Padres won a series on the road against these guys.
Yeah, I mean, because of how the schedule works, you don't get a ton of opportunity to be able to kind of rectify that situation. But today, the Padres do have an opportunity. And quite frankly, going home 500 feels a little bit better than a game or 2 below 500.
Oh, no doubt about that. So the homestand is a quick one. It'll begin tomorrow afternoon, the day game on Labor Day against the Orioles, and then a night game Tuesday, another day game on Wednesday, and then right back on the road as the Padres head to Colorado for 3, come home for a normal week-long homestand. But I tell you what, I have a feeling we are going to blink, and it's going to be like the 3rd week of September.
Yeah, I mean, the season has already flown by to this point, and, you know, now we're getting into the sprint area of the season, and yes, it's going to go by very, very fast.
All right, so Joe Ryan is warming up. He's had an interesting year. He is their ace. He is their all-star, and a guy that is coming off a couple of tough ones, but beyond that, he's got some weirdness statistically. Now, we'll start here. He is an elite walk guy, doesn't walk hardly anybody, gets a lot of strikeouts. And so you think, oh, boy, he's got absolute pinpoint command, but he's actually hit a bunch of guys. So it's kind of an interesting, funny combination. We don't often say that. A guy who doesn't walk anybody, but he's hit a bunch of bats.
Effectively wild is probably the term for a guy like that. Effective because he's not actually walking people. Good stuff, as you mentioned, but occasionally one get away and hit a guy.
Likes to work inside, also has the confidence to do so, and we'll see how that goes here this afternoon. Ryan is ready. Fernando into the right-handed batter's box, and a few minutes late here this afternoon, although still very, very early, we are ready for baseball. Ryan will deliver, and Tatis takes a first pitch heater a little bit inside. 1 ball and no strikes. We are underway. Fernando has hit in 5 straight games now, reached in 11 consecutive games, hitting .266, 18 homers, 57 RBIs. Chops this one under the glove of Ryan out to second base. Keeshaw's got it, and the long throw to first is in time. 1 away. It is an absolutely beautiful afternoon here in Minneapolis. Game time temperature 72 degrees. Brought to you by Lineage Watch Company, San Diego's very own watch brand and the official timepiece of the Padres radio network. Order yours today at lineagewatchco.com. That's lineagewatchco.com. Here is the former Twin, Luis Arraez, with 1 out and nobody on. And Luis takes a first pitch fastball from Ryan for a 0-1. Arraez playing here as a visitor for the first time in his career. A couple of hits in the first 2 games of the series and batting .283 on the season. Breaks his bat here, floats one out to shallow left center field. That'll get it done. And a base hit for Luis Arraez with 1 out in the first inning. That was the Padres' first hit of the game, brought to you by Frozen Ropes Travel Ball. Free tryouts are underway for ages 7 to 14 with Coach Kurt and his Frozen Ropes team. Check them out at SanDiegoFrozenRopes.com. That's SanDiegoFrozenRopes.com.
First pitch take, second pitch hit. Padres get rolling here in the first as Manny Machado steps to the plate.
Manny, a couple of hits last night, including his 1,000th in a Padre uniform. Arraez, big lead at first base, and Machado swings and misses at a fastball. Luis can run 9 out of 11 stealing bags this year, and certainly something to be aware of this afternoon. Joe Ryan this year has had extraordinary trouble controlling the run game. Teams have run wild against him. 0-1, not going, and Machado takes at the knees for strike 2. There's an argument to be made, and obviously it's not exactly a cut and dry black and white thing, but there's an argument to be made. Joe Ryan worse this year at controlling the running game than any other starter in the major leagues.
See if Luis is interested in taking advantage.
0-2, Manny fouls it straight back.
Be mindful of his little foot issue he had forced him out of one of the games.
Got stepped on over at first base by Randy Arozarena in Seattle. Feels like a month ago. It was earlier this week. A couple of really long games here also. First 2 nights in Minnesota. Ball way outside to Manny, 1-2. And understandably, right, all the traffic, especially for the Twins on Friday, 3 hours, 1 minute, especially for the Padres last night, 2 hours, 58 minutes. Don't often see that these days in the era of the pitch clock. But I tell you what, those would have been a couple of 4-hour games prior to the pitch
easily.
clock. 1-2. Arraez started and stopped. Manny swings and misses. Snap throw to first is close, but not in time. So Machado strikes out. And 2 down in the top of the first inning with Ryan O'Hearn coming up. Padre cleanup hitter brought to you by Asgard Energy. Get $2,000 off solar until September 30th and secure the 30% tax credit that ends this year. Save on your energy bill at AsgardEnergy.com. Veteran and locally owned Asgard Energy, your trusted name in solar. Arraez at first, 2 outs just underway. Ryan deals, and O'Hearn takes right down the middle for a 0-1. This is going to get a little confusing. The pitcher, last name Ryan, hitter, first name Ryan. So Joe is dealing to O'Hearn, perhaps to try and clear things up. Here's the 0-1, and O'Hearn takes a fastball just downstairs. Looked pretty good, didn't get the call, 1-1. Tony mentioned Jeffers doing the catching for a 3rd straight day. And most of this year, Joe Ryan has worked with Christian Vasquez, who's on the IL right now. And really very comfortable with Vasquez, a lot of success with Vasquez. 1-1 pitch is down and in, less so with Jeffers. So that's an adjustment that Ryan has had to make here the last couple times out.
Yeah, those type of things, even though it may seem like a small deal, can actually have an effect on a pitcher. And Joe is kind of working through some of those things here as we speak.
Pitch to O'Hearn is inside, and now 3 balls and a strike. Last 2 outings, both bumpy for Joe Ryan. Monday night in Toronto, 6 runs, 7 hits in 5 innings. Walked 1, struck out 7. and 11 runs over 9 innings in his last 2 starts. And now maybe a pitch comm issue for Jeffers. And he starts to walk out towards Ryan, who gave him a thumbs up.
Yeah, he couldn't hear it, and he was signaling he couldn't hear it, and then finally something happened and gave the thumbs up. So what started to be maybe a little of a situation there, we're back to playing baseball.
The Rise hit first, 2 down. No score, top of the first inning. And the 3-1 to O'Hearn hit hard up the middle, but right to the shortstop, Lee. His throw to first base is in time, and the side is retired. No runs, a hit. Rise left on base, and no score as we go to the bottom of the first inning on the Padres Radio Network.
Postseason push. Gear up for postseason and get ready for Major League winning when you join the most generous players club in Southern California at Valley View Casino and Hotel. Join and receive over $200 in free instant offers.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I bowl in that grass for days. Betty gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
What is it that kind of got you hooked as a foodie, so to speak?
My dad was really into food when I was a kid. He traveled for work and he would go to places all over Europe and stuff. He was in sales and I feel like he would come home and try and cook the things he ate overseas. And so as a kid, I was exposed to a lot of like stuff that kids aren't usually exposed to. And so I credit my dad for that.
Competitive advantage, but common sense would tell you that they're looking for something similar, Adam Morgan, than they got in that game against Texas.
Yeah, no doubt. That worked out very well for him on that particular day. Just look to rinse and repeat.
So Morgan is out there. We'll see how much he is able to get. And Buxton goes after the first pitch, fouls it away. That is strike 1. Buxton designated hitter today for Minnesota. Only the 4th time this year he has handled that role for Rocco Baldelli. Back-to-back seasons, over 100 games played for Byron Buxton, whose career has been derailed by injury time and again. Lines one sharply, but right to Iglesias. And Jose makes the catch, 1 down in the bottom of the first inning. That was not gently touched. And nonetheless, well played by Iglesias over at shortstop, 1 away.
Got the sinker, outer third, and just kind of whips this ball. 109 off the bat, but right at Iglesias for out number 1.
Now the right fielder, Matt Wallner, a left-handed batter. As far as how much you might be able to reasonably expect out of David Morgan today. Twice. Pitch is swung on and fouled away. 6 times, I should say. He has thrown at least, or as many as 2 innings. He has gotten more than 3 outs, another 9 times. So certainly, if it goes well and smoothly, you could maybe get 2 innings out of David Morgan. 0-1. Wallner flinches and takes low. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's not thrown more than 39 pitches in any appearance this year. So again, you see how it goes. If there's a bunch of traffic, it could change things. If he buzzsaws his way through these guys, it could also change things. 1-1 to Wallner. And he flinches and takes a good curveball right at the knees for a called strike. That's 1-2.
Excellent location there. Outer third, bottom of the zone. Wallner could only watch as count moves to 1-2.
Here's the pitch, and Wallner takes downstairs. That's another curveball. 2-2 now from Morgan. And another thing to keep in mind with the workload for David certainly is the fact that he threw 33 pitches here on Friday night, getting 4 outs. Gave up 1 run. That came on the home run by Royce Lewis. Wallner uses the timeout prior to the 2-2 pitch.
He's pitched in 4 of the 6 games that Padres have had on this road trip, so he's been used quite a bit.
Interestingly, it's kind of been the low-leverage guys that have been used a bunch on this trip. Losing some games and then winning big. So a little bit of rest for the Big Five. Pitch inside at 97 miles an hour now. 3-2 to the Minnesota native. Matt Wallner. How Minnesota is he? He is so Minnesota that when he was younger, he worked at a dairy farm.
That's Minnesota.
3-2. And the pitch from Morgan swung on, sent in the air to center field, straight away, deep but playable. Moriano now drifting over into left center, and he makes the catch for the second out of the inning.
A fastball up in the zone, and sounded like he got it off the end of hair. Moriano able to track it down for out number 2.
Switch hitting Brooks Lee. That's had a tough series. Gets into the left-handed batter's box. Lee 0 for 8 with a couple of strikeouts, but also he made the error last night. They really kind of got the ball rolling offensively for the Padres in the 6th inning. First pitch to him, a little bit outside, ball 1. Always talk about when you're playing a good team, that margin for error is small. And you could certainly argue that that error kind of unspooled the rest of the night for the Twins last night. 1-0 from Morgan, and Lee swings, pops it foul out of play, 1-1.
It's interesting, the dynamic between the two teams, right? The Padres, they don't play good baseball. It opens the door for the Twins to do what they did on Friday. And then on the flip side, the Twins have to play close to good baseball or it can get away from them as it did last night.
Swing and a miss here, 1-2. And again, it wasn't just the error. Obviously, there was an awful lot that went wrong for them after that, but that did get the ball rolling in the 6th inning. And Mick Abel, who had taken over for Bradley, and then Kiske after that. I mean, neither guy had any luck. 1-2, swing and a miss, and David Morgan, a 1-2-3 bottom of the 1st inning, and he caps it with a K. End of the 2nd in Minneapolis. No score on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey, gang, it's Woodsy. Ever wanted to drink your shower water? With Eagle Water SoCal Smart Filtration, you actually can. Their cutting-edge systems give you pure, fresh water, perfect for the whole family, kids, pets,
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
I remember the first series I had, the first home run I hit was a grand slam against Seattle, which was the team that I had played for the year before. As we know, Cleveland can get a little cold, so I would wear the dark blue long sleeves. And for some reason, this jersey, I always liked my jersey a little longer. The reasons for it, for a little padding, so when I would slide, I wouldn't get all patched up and roughed up.
Moniak on the run, sliding grab, and he can't get it. It rolls up the line.
Well, a bloop single and now a bloop double. You see him just slip right off the bat.
Clean up on base number 1. Lourdes throws the pineapple up the line. What is going on down here? Back in the produce section. that's good.
How about that? Myers went all the way to the 380 mark. He had that in his glove. Wow.
To end this road trip, Padres with the day game tomorrow at home. Labor Day against the Orioles. Hope to see you out there. It's a quick stop at home. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday against Baltimore. Ramon Laureano, acquired from the Orioles at the trade deadline, will lead off here in the second inning. Sheets and Cronenworth to follow against Joe Ryan. And the first pitch to Laureano is outside, ball one. And last night for Ramon, just another couple hits, RBI single, and then the 2-run homer the 8th inning that made it 12-3. 1-0 pitch. And Laureano hits it hard on the ground, but chopped right to Lewis. Has a nice friendly hop, and a throw to first is in plenty of time, 1 down. Top of the second brought to you by Sinley Food. Ignite your taste buds with the freshest flavors at Sinley Food. Discover authentic ingredients at 4665 El Cajon Boulevard, the Cook's Asian Resource. Here is Gavin Sheets, and I know we're talking about it every day right now, but what a run this guy is on. 11 for 21 during a 6-game hitting streak. First pitch, and the left-hand batter swings and misses at a fastball, strike one.
It's just been phenomenal. 9 for 17 on this road trip, hitting .529, and it doesn't matter whether it's lefties or righties. You're getting the same type of quality at bat from Gavin Sheets right now.
Pitch is at the knees for a strike, 0-2.
Talking to him about it before the game yesterday, he just basically said what I had been saying. He stayed ready. He just felt like there was going to be another opportunity, and he was going to be ready when the time presented itself.
0-2 pitch is down. He checks his swing, and ball one.
And boy, oh boy, has he been ready. It's not often a guy will go that cold. He didn't play for about 2 weeks. And when he got his shot, I mean, just hit the ground running.
Yeah, it's really borderline unbelievable. That's how good he's been. The 1-2. And Sheets lines it the other way. That's down for a base hit. He's found the gap in left center field. Going to be another extra base hit. Kicked around a little bit out there by Martin and Outman, but it won't matter. Sheets into second with a 1-out double, his 23rd of the year. And I know it isn't literal, but it sure seems like he's doubling every other game.
I mean, and this is how you would teach it. This is a split working down and away from Gavin Sheets, and he just stays on this baseball. Talking about getting short to a baseball and long through it. His barrel was in the zone a heck of a long time as he smashed that ball in the left center for a double.
So now a 7-game hitting streak for Sheets, 12 for 22 in the 7 games. And the Padres, a runner in scoring position for the first time today. Now Cronenworth swings at the first pitch and fouls it back, strike one. Jake likes Sheets hot. He's hit in 6 straight, 8 for his last 16. And Cronenworth, just in the first 2 games of this series, has also walked 5 times.
He's seeing the ball so well right now, and you can tell, not just by the walks, but the type of pitches he's taking.
0-1. Cronenworth looks on the outside corner for a strike. Behind now, 0-2.
Right now, that's generally the type of strike you're going to get Jake taking. One that's right on the corner. Anything that's catching a lot of the white plate, he's barreling up right now.
Here's the 0-2, and Jake takes outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No score, top of the second inning. Padres have Sheets at second with 1 away. Trying to win this rubber game at Target Field in Minneapolis. Inside target this time from Jeffers. And the 1-2 to Cronenworth, hit on the ground sharply at first base. Knocked down by Clemens, picks it up, feeds Ryan, and just in time to get the out. Sheets advances to third now with 2 away. And for the Padres, it'll be left up to Jose Iglesias.
The ball barreled up. Off the bat of this time, Cronenworth. Nice play by Clemens to kind of knock it down and get it to Ryan for the out. As Gavin Sheets slides into third base.
We have seen quite a bit of hard contact here in the early going against Joe Ryan. So man on third, 2 outs for Iglesias, who had a couple of hits, including an RBI single on Friday night. And he chops it slowly to the left side, charged it short by Lee. The 1-footed throw to first is just in time, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit. Sheets left at third base. Middle of the second, no score in Minnesota. And now here's what's happening at Valley View Casino and Hotel.
Postseason push. Gear up for postseason and get ready for Major League.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
All right, I got a couple packs of 1986 Topps baseball cards. Let's open them up and see who's in here. I love the bubble gum. Oh my. Tom Seaver, but with a White Sox uniform on. The franchise for the Mets. I played with him in 1983, my rookie season. I was just in awe with these guys when I saw them in spring training and got a chance to play with them. Baseball cards of memories.
Coming up against David here in the second inning, Kyle Hart, I believe, is loosening up in the bullpen, so probably only a matter of time. But nonetheless, Padres will see what they can get out of David Morgan being used here today as an opener for the second time. Keyshaw 0 for 4 in each of the first 2 games of the series. You tabulate that, and it adds up to 0 for 8. First pitch to him, swung on, and popped up, foul ground behind the plate. Fermin coming back towards the dugout railing, and he's got just enough room to make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning.
That's pretty good math by my count. I said you're not very good at math.
I am not. Stat of the day, speaking of math, brought to you by Culligan Water of San Diego, providing advanced water treatment solutions, including softeners, filters, and bottled water, ensuring cleaner, safer, and great tasting water for homes and businesses since 1936. Cody Clemens, a left-handed hitter, gets in there. Stat of the day involves the 6th and the 7th inning last night. Clemens takes up and away, ball 1. And I mean, I have triple-checked this because I really don't trust my math, and it's so crazy. But I think it's right. And that is yesterday in the 6th and 7th innings, when the Padres, remember, combined to score 9 runs. 1-0 pitch is a strike. From Mick Abel and Brooks Kriske, in those 2 innings, they saw 103 pitches.
It's quite a bit.
In 2 innings. Foul ball 1 and 2. I can't ever remember seeing that before. Over 100 pitches in just 2 innings.
And you take into account what? 11, 12 guys came to the plate.
He has 20 batters combined in the 2 innings. So, I mean, that's obviously the starting point. But unbelievable.
Yeah, 8 in the first inning and then 12 in the following.
Pitch high 2 and 2. I mean,
not in the first, but in the 6th, right? But
the first of the innings.
First of the 2 innings, right.
So, I mean, it's really, about 5 pitches in at bat, which isn't crazy. It's just a lot of at bats. Here's the 2-2. Grounded foul right side.
It isn't, but then when you look at the average amount of pitches per at bat, it's just under 4. So, I mean, your guy's seeing 5 pitches and all of them are seeing 5. That starts to add up on you.
And they just kept coming and coming and coming and coming. Unbelievable. 2-2 to Clemens with 1 out, nobody on, no score, bottom 2, and he pops it foul back out of play. Clemens was 0 for 4 last night, 1 for 7 in the series.
Got the hanging breaking ball right there and fouled it back. Had a little conversation with himself. David Morgan will look to try to execute this 2-2 pitch.
A right-hander ready. He'll kick and fire. And a swing and a miss went up the ladder, blew him away with 99. Second K of the day for David Morgan, and 2 down in the bottom of the second inning, no score.
High fuzz above the zone. Lemons couldn't resist. He goes down swinging.
So 5 up, 5 down for David Morgan. And now the catcher, Ryan Jeffers, will stand in. Grounded out all 3 times yesterday, 2 for 7 in the series with a double. And he takes a fastball strike, nothing in 1. And boy, David Morgan.
That's a good sinker right there at 96. Just saw the 4-seamer at 99. David's got his paintbrush out right now.
0-1 pitch, and Jeffers takes inside. Ball and a strike from Morgan to Jeffers, who, as we noted, has started all 3 games of this series. North Carolina kid, played collegiately at UNC Wilmington. 1-1 pitch. Jeffers takes at the knees on the inside corner, strike 2. Seahawks.
Wow.
They're by the beach in beautiful Wilmington, North Carolina. Jeffers is a catcher's catcher, man. Dog is named Yogi, as in Berra. 1-2. Jeffers takes inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Catcher's catcher, huh?
Yeah. Catcher who appreciates the art of catching, the history of catching. Scoreless game, bottom of the second inning. Rubber game in Minnesota. Here's the 2-2, and Jeffers hits it hard but foul on the ground at third base. Really, first time, feels like the entire day so far, that Morgan's really had to go into battle mode against anybody. Jeffers, by the way, in college was like an aerospace engineering major. He was going to go do something very fancy and intelligent had he not taken up professional baseball. 2-2, and another hard hit grounder left side. Iglesias dives, and he can't quite get there. Into left field, into base hit. First base runner of the afternoon for the Twins. A 2-out single here in the second inning.
Curveball was up just a hair enough for Jeffers to kind of reach out, hit it hard enough, gets it by the outstretched glove of Jose Iglesias. 2-out knock for Jeffers.
Now it'll be Royce Lewis, who homered against Morgan here on Friday night. So David, an opportunity to get even in their matchup. No score, bottom of the second. Jeffers at first, 2 down. First pitch on the way, and Lewis fouls it straight back, 0-1. Lewis had 2 hits on Friday night, but 0 for 4 yesterday with a couple of strikeouts. And hitting .225 on the year. That home run against Morgan is 9th of the season. Southern California guy, Orange County, same high school as Austin Hedges, Jay Serra. A 1 pitch, and Lewis takes a strike at the knees on the inside edge, 0-2.
Really good baseball program out in Orange County.
Jeffers at first, 2 away, and 0-2 on Royce Lewis. Morgan will deal, and that is swung on and popped up mile high. Shallow left field. Iglesias is there in foul ground. He'll call off Sheets and make the catch to end the inning. 2 scoreless from David Morgan, and we'll head to the third inning. Nothing doing in Minnesota on the Padres Radio Network.
My name is Jessica Cashew, and I drive a Toyota Tacoma TRD off-road.
Toyota makes the vehicles. You make it yours.
I've done quite a bit to the truck. I started with wheels and tires. Suspension was next, and then I just redid the...
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I roll in that grass for days. Betty gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
Oppo Taco.
I'm going to guess it's an opposite field, upper deck, maybe something like a...
Yeah, home run to the opposite field.
Yeah.
You got it.
This is a good one, a hack.
I don't know. I mean, is it the same as like the layman's term hack, like a bad chef?
You've guessed correctly.
Okay.
Someone's a hack, someone that's just mailing it in.
Yeah.
They're not putting their heart into it.
Great job, David Morgan. 2 shutout innings on 29 pitches as the opener. See if they stick with him a little while longer. Try and get one time through. First things first, Freddie Fermin gets in, and he takes a sweeper for a strike. 0-1 from Joe Ryan. Padres have had a hit in each of the first 2 innings. Arise singled with 1 out in the first. Sheets doubled with 1 out in the second, but unable to get either guy home. 0-1, and Fermin takes a fastball strike on the outside edge. So now 0-2 to the Padre catcher, who got the night off last night. Mentioned it in the open. Elias Diaz working with Nick Pivetta, and 2 home runs. 0-2 pitch. Fermin takes outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Again, talking about seizing your opportunity. Diaz probably playing less than Sheets was. Steps in with 2 homers in last night's ball game.
1-2 to Fermin is fouled back, and I think you could make an argument that it's even more of a challenge for a catcher because, sure, you're only playing once every 5-6 days as it comes down to it, but you're worried primarily about Nick Pivetta, not about your at bats. 1-2, and Fermin rifles it up the right field line, but foul.
The first one. Really, like I said, unlocked the offense. It had been stymied all night long until that homer, and it seemed to kind of wake them up and get them going.
He woke up, right? 6th pitch of the at-bat is on the way. And Fermin takes on the outside corner, strike 3 called. Well-placed fastball, 1 down.
Extremely nasty right there. That ball started about 2 baseballs off the plate away from Fermin, only to run back to the outside corner.
Michael King-esque. By the way, it sounds like Michael King will not be in the coming week in terms of the big leagues. Thought maybe against Baltimore or Colorado. Here's Fernando. He takes a little low ball 1. And not to say it's impossible or that it's been ruled out, but, reading the tea leaves a little bit, listening to what everybody has to say, sounds like probably on the following homestand to see Michael back in game action. Tatis takes a strike, 1-1.
Michael's missed a ton of time, and comes back and then has to miss more because of the knee. You gotta build that back up.
1-1 to Tatis, and Fernando tried to check on a pitch that was outside, but went around 1-2. Jackson Merrill, on the other hand, I think could be back as early as tomorrow against his hometown team. 1 out, nobody on, no score, top of the 3rd inning. 1-2 to Tatis. And Fernando takes low outside to even it up, 2-2. Ryan looking in, now he deals. And Tatis takes low, 3 balls and 2 strikes. I mentioned it at the top, Ryan just does not walk guys. Elite when it comes to walk prevention, but Padres have a lineup that will challenge you to be in the zone. And Fernando in particular, as of late, has done such a great job of not chasing, taking his walks. And he's gone 3-2 on Ryan here with 1 out. The righty is ready, and the payoff pitch. Tatis swings and misses. Strike 3. Got 96 past him. And back-to-back Ks to begin the 3rd inning.
Ryan reaching back there for the 4-seam heater. Top of the zone. It's the high shake cheese by Toddy for out number 2.
So back-to-back strikeouts to begin the inning. And now the former Twin, Luis Arise. 1 for 1 with an opposite field single back in the 1st inning. Something they're very familiar with here. And Arise takes a fastball strike. 0-1, and kind of a funny little thing. Probably more to me than most people, but as you probably know, Luis wears number 4. Pitch is low, 1-1. Previously with Miami, where he wore number 3, and then where he started here in Minnesota, he wore number 2. So his uniform number has gone from 2 to 3 to 4 in his 3 major league stops. Pitch hit hard but foul left side, 1-2.
That is interesting.
I appreciate you humoring me.
You wonder if it's intentional on his part. Now I have to ask him.
Tune in tomorrow afternoon at home to find out. No score at top of the 3rd inning, the 1-2. And Arise chops it right back to Ryan. He's got it on the hill, runs it about halfway, and the underhand flip in time. Then the 1-2-3, top of the 3rd inning. After 2.5, no score at Target Field. And now here's what's happening at Valley View Casino and Hotel.
Postseason push. Gear up for postseason and get ready for Major League winning when you join the most...
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.
Can we recognize the athleticism of the elite security down there?
Unbelievable. I give him a 10 number. Pretty good.
Yeah. Look at that.
I mean, come on, Joe Ryan.
It's all part of the experience.
This is an experience tonight. Oh, look out. In between the legs of Jose Altuve, almost clipped his buddy in the on-deck circle.
Hey, that'll wake you up.
And Fortes is able to hang on to the foul tip.
Fortes getting a little help from the love handle there.
To like build this for them and spend the last year of coming up with this concept and getting it off the ground and getting everybody here, like it just feels really good to have everybody coming and experiencing the thing that we've been working so hard on. To be able to like take the experiences of Comic-Con and add that to a card show just is really fulfilling, because as somebody who grew up going to card shows and still goes to the same card show in the same church basement in Trumbull, Connecticut every month, like it's great. Card shows are amazing, but to be able to add all of this experience is what makes this great.
1 hit, no walks, 2 strikeouts, and obviously nothing doing in the run column. Morgan threw 29 pitches, 21 of which were strikes. And now he will turn it over to 32-year-old left-hander Kyle Hart, making his first big league appearance in just over a month. And boy, couldn't have asked really any more than what you got out of David Morgan here today. James Outman will lead off, the number 8 hitter, and Kyle Hart going lefty to lefty against him. First pitch is a fastball outside, 1-0 to the former Dodger. Austin Martin on deck, and then top of the order Buxton. So we'll see if Hart is able to provide some bulk relief here in the middle innings. Pitch is a little bit outside, 2-0. Kyle's last major league action July 24th in St. Louis. He threw just an inning. Prior to that, a couple multi-inning outings against the Marlins and the Rangers. Mentioned the one against Texas. Here's the 2-0. Outman fouls it straight back on a line, and the count is now 2-1. This is kind of the open spot in the Padre rotation right now, and I know Randy Vasquez's name was tossed around a little bit as potentially being a guy here today. But as always, there can be things we don't know about as the teams are planning things out. 2-1 pitch is a strike. And now 2-2 to Outman, and as it turns out, yesterday, Randy's wife gave birth. So not a good option for today.
No.
There is generally an explanation for all things that appear mysterious. Here's the 2-2. Outman swings and misses, strike 3. So Hart strikes out the first guy that he sees. And 1 down at the bottom of the 3rd inning. Who's hot, who's not? Brought to you by the Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware, the official grilling store of the Padres Radio Network. For all your grilling needs, visit them on University Avenue or at thegrillingsstoresd.com. Padres will see the Orioles this week. They will not see Trevor Rogers, though, and he is hot. 14 starts since being called up from the minors. Rogers 8-2 with a 139 for Baltimore. Here's a sweeper strike to Martin, 0-1.
Makes complete sense in terms of the Vasquez things, why Mike Schilt was being as kind of cagey as he was being, because he wasn't trying to reveal anybody's business.
0-1, and Martin knocks it foul toward the Twin dugout on the right side, 0-2. So Trevor Rogers is hot. The Reds, meanwhile, are not. They've lost 5 straight, 8 out of 10. After being a season-high 7 games over 500 less than 2 weeks ago. 0-2 is in the dirt. They're now 5 games in back of the Mets for the final wild card spot in the National League, though they do have a 5-3 lead over the Cardinals in the 6th inning right now. That game actually started before our game did. 1-2, and Martin takes a little bit low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Padres and Twins scoreless in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Everybody back home still enjoying, the second cup of coffee. 2-2 the pitch. And Martin takes a little bit down and in, ball 3. Martin starting in left field for Minnesota for the second time this series. He was out there on Friday night, 2 for 3 with a single, a double, couple walks. For the first time in his career, he reached safely 4 times in a game. 3-2, he takes, and up and away, ball 4. A 1-out walk here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, issued by Kyle Hart.
So that'll bring up Byron Buxton with a runner on. 1 out. Had the opposite field homer in last night's ball game to give the Twins an early 3-1 lead.
His 28th of the season. That ties a career high. Yeah, I think he kind of falls into that category of the one guy you don't want to let beat you in this Twins lineup. And he takes a fastball in, 1-0.
He is without question the one guy you do not want to beat you in this lineup.
Stole a couple of bases to get himself into the 2020 club at the beginning of the series. First time in his career he's had at least 20 homers and 20 steals in the same season. Throw to first. And Martin goes scampering back in. Twins have run a lot since the trade deadline. And in the last 3 games, 11 bags total. A couple last night, 4 on Friday night, and 5 last Wednesday night in Toronto. 1-0, and Buxton flinches, takes at the bottom of the zone. That was a changeup for a called strike. And the count evens 1-1. Buxton, the first Twin to go 2020 since Brian Dozier 11 years ago. Hart looks right at Martin. He'll come home, and Buxton fouls it off his foot, strike 2. You can just kind of see over there. Austin Martin is not particularly comfortable with Kyle Hart looking right at him.
That's what a lefty will do, especially a guy you're unfamiliar with, as I'm sure Austin Martin is with Hart.
Hart has thrown over once. Martin's got the big lead, 1-2 to Buxton. There he goes. Hart throws to first. A rise down to second. Perfect. And now they're going to say a balk has been called. Second base umpire Manny Gonzalez calls the balk on Kyle Hart. And so it looked like they were going to get the out. Martin is given second base. And now Mike Schilt is out to chat with the plate umpire, Corey Blazer. And it kind of looks like Mike's argument might be, how on earth could the second base umpire see whatever he thinks he saw?
It's a great question. I mean, Manny Gonzalez pointed to his leg, but I'm not sure from behind the second or behind the mound, not even behind the mound, he's in the outfield grass. How he could have saw it, but he does. A balk is issued.
Yeah, because it's sort of about the angle of the leg, and as you said, that would be tough to see from center field. 1-2 to Buxton now, and inside to even the count. So Martin in scoring position on the balk. They just showed the replay. I mean, it looks like every other bad lefty move or
Right.
good lefty move, I guess, that you've ever seen. Kind of an activist umpire over there at second base. 2-2, the pitch. Buxton hits it in the air, high and deep to left field. Sheets is back at the wall. This one gonna go up over the flowers, and a new career high now for Buxton, his 29th of the year. Twins will take a 2-0 lead.
Got the changeup. Almost looked as he was sitting on it. 1-2 pitch. The changeup wasn't elevated. Didn't matter. They want this down. It actually is up. About thigh high. That's not where you want that pitch to be. And Buxton homers again, this time to left.
Now Wallner, lefty to lefty, takes a fastball strike. So the balk ends up not mattering, other than had they not called it, looked like the Padres were going to get an out.
And maybe a solo shot versus the 2-run, but the walk ultimately comes back to haunt.
Exactly. Foul ball behind the plate. Ahead now, 0-2 on Wallner. So the Twins up 2-0. You said Buxton, the one guy you can't let beat you. And for the second consecutive day, he hits what is, for now at least, a big 2-run homer. 0-2 pitch is low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. When we say you can't let him beat you, you're not suggesting you intentionally walk him every time he comes up, but fair to say you just have to be extra careful with a guy like that. 1-2, swung on and popped a mile high into shallow left center. Sheets is coming in, Laureano there as well. It'll be Sheets, and he reaches up to make the catch for the second out of the inning. We'll pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Padres Radio Network.
KWFN-FM and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
Hey, this is Mike Schill. You're listening to Padres Baseball on Padres Radio Network.
An Odyssey Sports Station.
With Tony Gwynn Jr. and our producer-engineer Dave Marcus, I'm Jesse Agler at Target Field in Minneapolis. 2-0 Twins with 2 outs and nobody on in the bottom of the third inning. Brooks Lee, the batter, and the right-hand hitter takes a breaking ball strike from Kyle Hart, 0-1. Kyle Ovenshire back in our San Diego studios on this early Sunday morning back home. Final game of the road trip, a 1 pitch, and Lee takes in on the hands a little bit. 1 ball, 1 strike. Byron Buxton has hit a 2-run homer this inning to give the Twins a 2-0 lead. One and one to Brooks Lee. Hard hit on the ground to third base, backhanded by Manny near the line, slings it to first in time. That'll end the third, but not before the Twins get 2 on Buxton's 29th of the year. And we head to the 4th inning at Target Field. It is now Minnesota 2 and the Padres 0 on the Padres Radio Network.
Summer isn't just a season, it's a feeling. Riding a roller coaster with a breathtaking view.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd roll in that grass for days. Betty gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
Five-man umpiring crew here today in
this young superstar.
And did their feet get tangled up? Yes, so Hoppy Tritt, they got their feet tangled up before the ball came down.
That goes helicoptering into the net. It's punt off.
And that ball is off the ladder. It's actually off the ladder. You never see that.
A little tumble behind the mound, hat fell off. That was awesome. I mean, you just don't see that.
His 1,000th hit in a Padre uniform. That puts him 4th all-time in franchise history in terms of hits as a Padre. The only other guys to have at least 1,000 in this uniform, Quinn, Templeton, and Winfield. First pitch to Machado is low, ball 1, and he's going to catch up to Gary Templeton and Dave Winfield sooner rather than later. Winfield 1,134. Templeton, 1,135. Pitch here swung on and missed. 1-1, and then he's not going to catch it down.
Yeah, I mean, he'd have to play for a very, very long time.
Here's the 1-1. And Manny bangs it on the ground to the left side. Underneath the glove, the third baseman Lewis into left field. Probably going to be an error on Royce Lewis. And it is, so we'll see if they end up paying for this one the way they paid for the Lee error in the 6th inning last night.
Almost identical. This one to the third baseman, Lewis. Doesn't touch it, just kind of olays it. It'll go as an E5. See if it opens the door for the Padres to get on the board.
2-0 Twins. Man aboard for Ryan O'Hearn. Left-hand batter goes after the first pitch, knocks it foul the other way. By the way, that's not just me saying that Manny's not going to catch your dad. That was Manny after the game last night.
Oh, did he really?
No. He's gonna be happy to settle for second in that particular category. 0-1, and O'Hearn hits it hard through the right side, a base hit. Machado had to hop up out of the way. And Manny will advance to second base, so the first two have reached to begin the 4th inning on a hit and an error.
I mean, certainly Wallner has shown he has a bazooka in right field. So I'm not sure he would have been able to go first or third, but having to jump over the baseball first certainly didn't give him any opportunity to go first and third. But another hard hit baseball, this time Ryan O'Hearn, and that brings Ramon Laureano to the plate, who has been a monster.
Another home run last night to kind of help ice it, and he takes a good fastball for strike 1. Padres with their best opportunity of the day. Good timing after having just fallen behind 2-0. First and second, nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning. 0-1, and Laureano, big rip, fouls it straight back behind now, 0-2.
My man does not get cheated at all.
Talked about what a good fit he is in terms of his offensive approach. He also brings a little bit of an edge.
He does.
That I don't want to say they were missing, but it's different than most of the rest of the personalities on this team.
It's definitely nice to have.
Yes. Oh, and to the pitch. And Laureano swings and misses strike 3. So Ryan makes quick work of him. 4th strikeout of the day, 1 down in the top of the 4th, which is brought to you by Genesis Home Improvement, San Diego's trusted painting, roofing, and window company.
High cheese. All fastballs there to Laureano. Gets the 4-seamer by him for out number 1. Jeffers will head out to have a conversation with Joe Ryan.
That is because Gavin Sheets is at the plate, and they have not been able to get him out this weekend. Gavin doubled in the 2nd inning, now 6 for 9 with 2 doubles in the series.
They've tried a little bit of everything, too. The split away, bust that one to left center. We've seen him barrel up a ton of baseballs on this road trip, but particularly in this series.
And I'll say this, too, as good as Ryan is, and the fact that the Padres don't have a run today, a lot of hard-hit balls here in the first 4 innings this afternoon. And if that continues, eventually you figure the dam is going to break. 2 on and 1 out, down 2-0. Ready to go after the mound visit. And Sheets takes up and in at 95. 1-0 from Ryan, who perhaps as much as anything just trying to make Gavin feel a little bit uncomfortable up there. Ryan, 29 years old, an all-star for the first time this season. Northern California guy. 1-0 pitch. And Sheets takes right down the middle for a strike, 1-1. Joe Ryan, 5th generation Marin County. And in true Northern California Bay Area fashion, a massive Grateful Dead fan. 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 2. And looking at him out on the mound, it all kind of fits. There's the mustache, the hair, the mannerisms.
It does fit. Now, after the error in the single, he got a punch out and is quickly ahead of Gavin Sheets here, 1-2.
O'Hearn at first, Machado at second. Down 2-0 in the 4th inning. The 1-2 to Sheets is in the air, foul back towards us.
Ricocheted and hit my man right in the face, knocked his glasses off.
He's all smiles. Ooh, glasses are busted. Swing and a miss. Sheets will strike out. Back-to-back Ks for Ryan. So 2 outs with 2 guys still aboard, and it'll be left up to Jake Cronenworth here in the 4th inning.
Well, an error, a single, and now back-to-back punch-outs gives Joe Ryan an opportunity to get out of this inning completely unscathed.
O'Hearn at first, Machado at second for Cronenworth, who grounded to Clemens his first time. And he takes down and in. That was the splitter, ball 1.
Cronin hit the ball hard, as Jesse just mentioned. Clemens was able to make a nice play, but did square that baseball up.
A lot of hard hit balls so far here today. Cronenworth swings and misses at a high fastball. And now 1-1. Runners take their leads. The pitch. And Cronenworth takes 95 right down the middle. Count goes to 1-2.
Might have been looking soft there and got the heater. At 95, he started him off with that split.
Two on, 2 out. The 1-2 is a check swing foul into the camera well, and that got a piece of somebody. Oh, just behind the Padre on deck circle. Security guy down there got hit by that check swing foul. Padre camera specialist Christian Vaca managed to get out of the way.
I don't know that he managed the ball. The ball just went by his ear.
It's going to make him sound cool. Ryan wheels around and resets here. 2-0 Twins with 2 on and 2 out in the top of the 4th inning. Ryan, look back at the lead runner Machado. Now the 1-2. And Cronenworth inside outs it in the air to shallow left field. Long run, Martin near the line, gets there. And he makes the catch to end the inning. No runs, a hit, an error, and 2 guys left on base after 3.5. 2-0 Twins on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey player, the all-new Hamul Casino Resort is all yours.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd roll in that grass for days. Bet he gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
thing we're bringing is a brand new Tony Gwynn drop I did with his estate. So we just signed a deal at therealist.com to actually go through his entire archives, present them, and auction them off. And to announce it, we did this limited edition 1994 The Lost Season card. Because, you know, between August of 93 and May of 95, Tony Gwynn batted .406 in 162 games. So in the back, we have the stats of what could have been.
As an opener. And though the trade deadline was almost, well, I guess exactly a month ago, there is still action. That end of August waiver wire is hot, hot, hot right now. As some of the teams that are not looking towards the postseason try and dump some salary, kind of an opportunity for the contending teams to scoop guys up. First pitch is a strike at the knees, 0-1. And Isaiah Kiner-Falefa was put on waivers by the Pirates. He has been scooped up by one of his old teams. The Toronto Blue Jays reclaim IKF. 0-1 here is on the inside corner. Strike 2 to Luke Keyshaw. Clemens and Jeffers to follow. The other one that's a little bit funny, I guess, right now is that Aaron Savali has been claimed by the Cubs. He's put on waivers by the White Sox. He was supposed to start here tomorrow afternoon against the Twins. And now, of course, the rules of Major League Baseball will prohibit that from happening. 0-2, and Keyshaw hit by the pitch. Carlos Santana also going to the Cubs. And that's a nice veteran pickup for a team like that.
For sure.
Remember, the rule is if those guys are on the active roster by the end of August, today, they are eligible to be on the postseason roster for their new teams.
Meanwhile, Kyle Hart let Keyshaw off the hook there. He had him 0-2 and ends up plunking him. Guy who can run, too.
First pitch to Clemens, lefty to lefty, is popped foul out of play. Yeah, Twins, as we keep telling you, have been running wild since the trade deadline. Now, of course, they have to contend with Kyle Hart, who's got the great move, though he was called for a borderline balk last inning. Oh, and 1 to Clemens. Hart delivers, and right down the middle, that's taken for strike 2. So back-to-back 0-2 counts here. See if he's able to put Clemens away after he hit Keyshaw.
Hart had Keyshaw completely fooled on that one.
Oh, and 2, the pitch. Clemens swings, sends it in the air to right field. Very high, but not deep at all. Long strides in for Fernando, and he'll reach up to make the one-handed catch. First out of the inning, Keyshaw back to first base. And the catcher, Jeffers, will come to bat.
Got Clemens off the end there with the sweeper. It was elevated, but was away, and Clemens ends up popping it up to right.
And that is going to be all for Kyle Hart. Padres is going to make a pitching change here. And so now really instead of an opener / a bulk guy, it's really turning into something more of a bullpen game for the Padres. As Jeremiah Estrada is going to come in here with a runner on first and 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2-0 Twins and a pitching change on the Padres Radio Network.
Hello, my friends. It's Woodsy. Did you know your water quality affects everything? Your skin, your health, even your home?
Sopita en polvo con el mejor sabor. Tú y Maggie, el secreto del sabor dominicano.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd roll in that grass for days. Bet he gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
SoCalOilChange.com. 2-0 Twins. Keyshaw at first, 1 out in the 4th inning. Ryan Jeffers, the batter. Keyshaw has stolen 8 bags this year, been caught twice, not running. And a first pitch fastball swung on and missed. And strike 1 to Jeffers, who tried to check, but went most of the way around. Padres out hitting the Twins 3-2. They have certainly had their opportunities against Joe Ryan, but yet to cash any of those in. And now again, it is a true bullpen day for the Padres. 0-1, and Jeffers takes low and outside. Kyle Hart, who I think in a best-case scenario would have been the bulk guy, ends up only getting 4 outs after David Morgan got 6.
Wonder if it was something the staff saw that felt like they had to get him out of there. The Padres, they want to win this game before going home.
Pitch is a strike at the top of the zone, outside corner. And now 1-2. Yeah, I think the Friday night loss really kind of amps up the importance of this game. Not that it wouldn't be important anyway, but got to get something going offensively. Here's the 1-2, and it's in the dirt. And the count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes. Minnesota ahead 2-0 on the Buxton homer in the 3rd inning. Remember, the Padres yesterday did not have a hit until there were 2 outs in the 5th. Ended up collecting many hits and many runs by the time it was all said and done. 2-2 to Jeffers. And Estrada's pitch is a little bit outside. So now 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Keyshaw jumping around at first base there. Jeremiah held on long enough to make him uncomfortable and keep him close.
See about here on 3-2. Estrada set, not running, and Jeffers fouls it straight back. We do it again. Now, Padres are, really more than okay, I would say, in terms of being able to piece it together this way. Not necessarily what you'd ideally draw it up like, but capable. Certainly will impact some things tomorrow, though. Here's the 3-2. It is a little bit low, ball 4. So Estrada comes out of the bullpen and walks Jeffers. 2 on and 1 out now for Royce Lewis.
Close pitch, but looked to miss below the zone there. Just barely.
Estrada wanted it, didn't get it from the home plate umpire, Corey Blazer. Royce Lewis gets in 0-1. He fouled out to Iglesias up the left field line his first time up. Estrada, in an ideal world, would get a ground ball right here, right now. 2 on and 1 out for the number 7 hitter. First pitch, and Lewis takes in the dirt. Good block for Mean. 1-0. Jeffers at first, Keyshaw at second, 1 out. 2-0 Twins. Here's the pitch. And that is right on the outside corner of the knees.
Good split there. They would have located a way to the right-handed hitter there. Perfect pitch. To move the count to 1-1, excuse me.
Pitch on the way. Lewis takes a fastball pretty much right down the middle. And a called strike, 1-2. Twins ahead 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Estrada trying to work out of a little bit of a jam here. 1-2 to Royce Lewis. Jeremiah deals and misses outside at 98 miles an hour. So now 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Estrada, who did throw 22 pitches in the game here last night, has not totally yet dialed in the command this afternoon. 7-pitch walk to Jeffers. And now 2-2 on Lewis. Estrada kicks and deals, and that is hooked in the air, foul. Out of play up the left field line. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes on Lewis.
Another split there from Estrada. Had Lewis well out in front, but Able to get enough. Buy himself another pitch. See if he can locate something on the inner part of the plate here.
Swing and a miss, strike three. Just a 98-mile-an-hour fastball up in the zone. First strikeout of the day for Estrada. Now 2 down with 2 guys aboard here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
They tried to
hitter James Outman.
They tried to go in there. Ended up out over the middle of the plate, but at 98, it's too much for Lewis to handle. He goes down swinging.
Jeremiah more strikeouts than any reliever in the National League this year. Outman, a left-handed batter, swings at the first pitch, loops it into right center. That's down and a base hit. Keyshaw rounding third. He'll score easily. And an RBI single for James Outman makes it 3-0 Twins here in the 4th.
Left the split, middle of the plate. First pitch hacking for Outman and singles in the center. Twins add another run to move the count to 3-0.
That'll close the book on Kyle Hart, who ends up being charged with 3 runs on a hit in an inning and a third. Walked a batter, hit a batter. And Keyshaw, who was hit by the pitch, comes in to score. Estrada, meanwhile, not totally out of trouble here. First and third, 2 outs for Austin Martin. And the number 9 hitter takes outside, ball 1. So once again, the Padres going to have to play from behind here in Minnesota. Best record in baseball when the opponent scores first, but obviously not an ideal way to conduct business. Pitch is down and in. They appeal a check swing. He didn't go. And now 2-0 to Martin with Buxton waiting on deck. Throw to first. And no tag made as Outman goes back in. He is certainly capable of taking a base. And you wouldn't be surprised if the Twins tried to push the issue here ahead 3-0. 2-0 to Martin. Not running. And the pitch is a strike.
I think it's important for Jeremiah to keep the score right where it is. He's already surrendered the 1 run. I don't want to make it any more difficult for the offense to mount a comeback.
Wandy Peralta is now throwing in the bullpen as the pitch is taken low and outside, 3-1. And you figure part of the reason they went to Estrada when they did this inning was to keep it where it was at. But he has allowed the inherited runner to score, and now in danger of more. 3-1. Martin takes at the bottom of the zone, a called strike. And the count is full, 3-2. 3-0 Minnesota in the bottom of the 4th inning. Outman will be running on the 3-2 pitch. Jeffers is at third base. Buxton is on deck. Big spot in this game. Here's the payoff. Martin swings and cracks it in the air. Foul out of play up the right field line. Have not played their best baseball against American League teams this year after the win last night, 18-23 against AL teams. Not entirely sure there's anything to that, but it stands out. 3-2 again, and Martin takes on the inside corner, strike 3 called. That'll end the inning. So the Twins get just the 1 run on 1 hit. They leave 2 guys on base. And after 4 innings at Target Field, 3-0 Minnesota on the Padres Radio Network.
Are you looking to up your grilling game? Start with Jensen Premium Beef Patties, our all-natural one.
Interrumpimos este video para recordarte que puedes endulzar tu día con una dulcerapia de la lechera.
Celebra tú también con Betcris.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 450-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
Dave Marcus is becoming quite the pickleball player, you know.
I don't believe that.
It's because I made it up. Jose Iglesias will lead off 3-0 Twins, top of the 5th inning. And a first pitch fastball, a little bit in from Joe Ryan, ball 1. Yeah, it wasn't that plausible. Emergency alerts coming in. And good news here in Minnesota. But you can hear the beeping all around the stadium, so much so that they called time.
Ryan stepped out, Brett stepped off, Iglesias got out the box.
I mean, if there's, 25,000 people in the building, all of our phones just started making noise at the same time. But they found the young child they were looking for. So good news on the emergency alert, but nonetheless, an awkward moment. 1-0, and the pitch is a strike. And boy, Joe Ryan, he's fun to watch work. We haven't seen much of him. Only one career start against the Padres. It was 3 years ago. It went very badly, but obviously kind of rounding into shape here as his career goes on. Pitch to Iglesias is on the outside corner, strike 2.
Yeah, he certainly kept the Padres off balance for the most part. There has been some hard contact, so last night the 5th was the inning the Padres got the scoring rolling. Let's see if they can put it together 2 days in a row.
Hard hit line drive into center field. Outman is there, though, and he makes the catch. For out number 1 here in the 5th. Yeah, not only did the Padres not score in the first 4+ innings last night, they didn't even have a hit in the first 4+ innings against Taj Bradley, who's really good. They would go on to win the game 12-3. So just your everyday reminder, these games are 9 innings long, regulation. Wait and see what happens. Here's Freddie Fermin with 1 out and nobody aboard. And he swings at the first pitch, sends it in the air back towards us. And a foul ball, strike 1. You could certainly, as I look around here, put Target Field on the all underappreciated ballpark list.
For sure.
0-1, and Iglesias swings and misses.
It's a beautiful ballpark. There's some quirks to it. I mean, it's built down into the ground. So I think that causes some wind tunnels and with the kind of swirl, but the stadium itself is a beautiful stadium, I think.
It's got a little bit of everything. 1-2, and Fermin swings and misses, strike 3. Good curveball. And the 6th K of the day for Ryan. Quickly 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Padres will now go 3rd time through against him as Fernando comes to bat.
Good curveball. Presented so well. Up in the eyes, only to fall off, moving away towards the bottom part of the zone.
Tatis 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out, goes after the first pitch and fouls it back. Target Field, it almost looks like it would be a first cousin to Petco.
And there's a lot of resemblance to Petco.
A 1 pitch. Fernando swings, pops it up, mile high, right at home plate. Jeffers gets rid of the mask, and in foul ground behind the dish, he makes the catch. Down to 1-2-3, top of the 5th inning for Joe Ryan. Midway at Target Field, 3-0 Twins on the Padres Radio Network.
Helping people of San Diego isn't just what we do, it's who we are at your San Diego Honda dealers. We're here and ready to help the deserving people and families all throughout the community with random acts of helpfulness, lending a hand all around.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I roll in that grass for days. Betty gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
Here we are, Arlington, Texas. This is the Graham Slam Burger. So 2 patties, brisket, caramelized onion, American cheese, ranch aioli or ranch mayo, if you will.
Oh, yeah, we're in Texas. Yeah. It's something that you definitely want to take a picture of and just put on the gram. I took a bite of it, but it still looks dope.
It's a burger that looks great, but also delicious.
Five-man umpiring crew here today in this young superstar.
And did their feet get tangled up? Yes. So Hoppy Tritt, they got their feet tangled up before the ball came down.
That goes helicoptering into the net. It's prime time.
And that ball is off the ladder. It's actually off the ladder. You never see that.
A little tumble behind the mound. Hat fell off. That was awesome. I mean, you just don't see that.
Score. So now it'll be Peralta against the top of the order for the Twins in a 3-0 game, bottom of the fifth inning. Byron Buxton leads off. Two-run homer, his last at bat. That opened up the scoring here this afternoon. His career high 29th. First pitch from Wandy is lined sharply into right center field. That's another extra base hit for Buxton. It'll go into the gap. Fernando gets to it, sends it in, but an easy two for Buxton, who can really fly. And a lead double on the first pitch here at the bottom of the fifth.
He's hit nothing soft all game. He lined out his first AB, homered his second, and this time finds the right center field alley. Is off to the races. Leadoff double for Buck Buxton.
Question of the day brought to you by Kaiser Permanente. If you have questions about your health, visit kp.org/San Diego. Kaiser Permanente for all that is you. Question of the day comes from a little leaguer today. Here's Matt Wallner, lefty to lefty. He swings and misses strike one. Kyle is the young guy's name, and he plays for Parkway Little League right here in Parkway, Minnesota. But he's from San Diego. And Kyle says, after 2 years, I am homesick for San Diego. A 1 to Wallner, swung on and missed. I can certainly understand that, Kyle.
Yeah.
He says, seeing my Padres this weekend has helped. Do you guys have any homesick baseball stories? It's definitely a part of the game for a lot of guys, especially as a player, right? Come up, go all these minor league cities. 0-2, swing and a miss. Wandy makes very quick work of Wallner and strikes him out for the first out here in the bottom of the fifth.
Yeah, I get more homesick now as a broadcaster than I did as a player. I think you just understand, especially once you get to the pro level. At that point, you've probably traveled quite a bit. College certainly helped get you ready for it. You go through so many minor league cities that by the time you get to the big leagues, it's just kind of like putting your clothes on every day.
Lee takes low ball one.
It just is. For me, growing up, I was lucky. My dad's work was home. For a lot of guys, that's not the case. They go to where they're going to play, and then in the offseason, they go somewhere else.
Way outside, 2-0 to Brooks Lee. All right, so Kyle.
I'll give the only time I've ever really been homesick is going to the Cape Cod for summer league baseball. It was like my first time being away for a significant amount of time.
That was in college.
That was in college.
2-0 pitch is knocked foul.
Oh, and I was definitely homesick. But, you know, I also knew there was a means for what I was doing. And so you just kind of put your head down, get through it, and makes you appreciate home all that much more, though.
Have you ever counted the total number of different cities you have played a baseball game in?
I haven't. I should, though.
2-1 pitch is inside, ball 3.
It might take me a little bit.
I mean, let's just say, for the sake of, quick math here, you got 30 in the big leagues. I don't know if you played in all 30, but we'll just, round numbers. All the minor league stops, college baseball, playing in different places as you came up in high school and before that. Fastball inside, ball 4 to Lee. 2 on and 1 out in the bottom of the fifth inning with Keyshaw coming up. Twins with a 3-0 lead. It's a lot of cities.
Yeah, it's a lot, for sure.
All right, Kyle, what I'm hearing is it will get better and easier as you get older. So good luck with Parkway Little League here in Minnesota. And I hope you enjoy these last couple weeks of summer. Ruben Niebla is going out to chat. Visit to the Mound brought to you by The Window Depot, offering the best prices and biggest inventory on in-stock vinyl windows and interior and exterior doors. Order online or find a location near you at thewindowdepot.com. I was talking to some of the folks who live here the last couple of days, and they know it's coming. I mean, these temperatures are going to start to drop pretty significantly, pretty quickly, and before you know it, it's going to be cold, real cold here in Minnesota.
And when you are getting weather like we've gotten the last 3 days, it probably only increases that thought of what's coming, what's to come here so shortly.
It also helps with attendance. I mean, so much of the story around the Twins is people were upset about the trade deadline. They're upset about the ownership situation. But I tell you what, they've had really good crowds all 3 days because you got to take it when you can get it. And it's a perfect place to enjoy some outdoor time. Now to visit over, and first pitch swinging, a one-hopper off the glove of Cronenworth into center field for Keyshaw. Buxton will come in to score an RBI single for Luke Keyshaw, and the Minnesota lead now 4-0 in the fifth.
Padres just have not been able to stop the bleeding. Seemingly giving up a run in 3 consecutive innings, at least a run in 3 consecutive innings, with more damage possibly coming.
Keyshaw at first, Lee at second, still only 1 out. Now lefty to lefty on Cody Clemens, and outside ball 1. There is nobody throwing in the Padre bullpen. Wandy threw only 9 pitches on Friday, did not work in the game yesterday, so he's as fresh as anybody. And I wonder if part of the conversation with Ruben, foul ball off Fermin, 1-1, was, hey, we're going to need you to finish this inning. Veteran guy, well rested. Two on, 1 out, and a run in. Clemens 0 for 2, the strikeout and a flyout. Peralta delivers, and he hit him up and in on the arm. And Clemens clearly aggravated by that one. Just kind of dropped the head, and you can see it hurt him pretty good. He's on his way to first base, and the bases are now loaded for Minnesota.
That one like caught him in the bicep. Sinker, it just kind of got away. Catches him right on the tricep, actually, to load the bases now for Ryan Jeffers.
Tell you what, they have had traffic all weekend long. And now a pitch clock violation on Wandy, his second of the weekend. So with the bases loaded in 1 out, he's going to start 1-0 on Jeffers. Clemens at first, Keyshaw at second. Lee is the lead runner at third base. And first pitch fastball for a strike near the outside corner. 0-1 on Jeffers, who's been up twice and been aboard twice. Singled in the second, walked in the fourth. Twins with a 4-0 lead, and they are threatening for much more. Here's the 1-1 at the top of the zone on the inside corner, but called a ball. And it now will swing in Jeffers' favor. 2 balls and a strike. Wandy, of course, is a ground ball machine. And the Padres kind of in desperate need of one here with the infield halfway in. 2-1 pitch, tipped into the catcher's mitt, and strike 2.
Good change up there. Gets Jeffers out in front. Certainly will take a strikeout as well.
Runners lead at all 3 bases. 2-2. Peralta deals, and he misses way high. Ball 3. Bases loaded, 1 out. 3-2. Here's the pitch to Jeffers, and he fights it off and fouls it back. We do it again.
Sinker at the top of the zone. Jeffers able to get a piece. Completely in on his hands there. We'll do it again here, 3-2.
Peralta comes set right at the chest. Now he deals, and a 3-2 is in the air towards the right field line. Fernando over to the line, makes the catch. Lee is tagging on his way. Throw to the plate is up the first base line, and a sac fly for Jeffers makes it 5-0. Kershaw also advances now at third base.
Jeffers able to get it plenty deep enough. Strong throw from Toddy, but it's late. Kershaw advances to third. First and third now for Lewis. 2 runs surrendered here in the 5th inning from the Padres.
5-0 Minnesota. Lewis, the 7th guy to bat in the inning. Peralta's first pitch down and in. Nearly hit him on the ankle with that 96-mile-an-hour fastball. And Wandy's command has certainly been a little bit off here. One and 0 to Lewis. Is in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Pretty much a 50-50 ball-strike ratio right now for Wandy. He's hit a batter and walked a batter, while also giving up a couple of runs and a couple of hits. A productive bottom of the 5th for the Twins. Swing and a miss here. 2-1 now on Royce Lewis.
He was trying to get loose on a 2-0 heater. Instead, it's the changeup out in front. Count moves to 2-1.
Pitch coming, and Lewis hits it hard up the middle and into center field, a base hit. Kershaw will trot in to score. Clemens going to go first to third. Another one for the Twins here in the 5th inning, and it's 6-0 on the RBI single by Royce Lewis.
Right now, everything going the Twins' way. Tripled up on the changeup. Lewis saw the third one well. Bangs it up the middle. RBI single for Lewis, and we have ourselves a 6-0 ball game.
First and third, 2 down for Outman, the number 8 batter to hit this inning. Swings to the first pitch, fouls it off for Mean, strike 1. So the Padre offense, who last night showed they were more than capable of doing big things. Big time, though, has their work cut out for them here today. And remember, Ryan on the mound for Minnesota, their ace. 5 shutout innings so far, 3 hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts. He's only thrown 66 pitches. Galvin an RBI single last inning. That made it 3-0. Twins have now doubled their lead with a 3-run 5th. And Alman takes a fastball strike. Peralta ahead 0-2. Lewis and Clemens take their leads. Here's the 0-2 to Outman, and a ground ball right to the second baseman. Cronenworth gets rid of it quickly and throws him out to end the inning. But the Twins do work here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 3 more runs on a couple of hits. A walk, a hit by pitch, and 2 men left on base. And to the 6th now at Target Field. 6-0 Twins on the Padres Radio Network.
Bulkhead Energy, built by heroes for heroes.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd roll in that grass for days. Betty gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
There's the bunt. That could be trouble as Petrie. No, Stevie dives in and beats it. Good effort by Steve Lyons.
And that'll be a base hit right there. Good job. I'll tell you one thing, not a bad defensive play either by the Tigers.
Did you see that? Mm-hmm. He's going to get the dirt out, and all of a sudden he unbuckled his pants and they fell down.
Been very good here today. 6-0 Minnesota after the Twins got 3 against Wandy Peralta in the bottom of the last inning. And now they got to figure out Ryan and make this thing interesting. But the Minnesota ace is on a roll here today. He has scattered 3 hits. He has not walked anybody. And now we'll see how it goes as Luis Arraez takes the first pitch. Splitter for a called strike, bottom of the zone on the outside corner. And the count is 0-1. Arraez 1 out of 2 with a single. The other way his first time up. He has hit in all 3 games in his return to Target Field. And the 0-1 pitch is fouled off the catcher, Jeffers. Count now 0-2. Peralta worked a tough 5th inning for the Padres in this bullpen game, and now Yuki Matsui is starting to throw in the Padre bullpen. Morgan started. We have also seen Hart and Estrada. It has not gone according to plan. Here's the 0-2, and Arraez lines it foul the other way. And I think obviously for the Padres, the way they probably drew it up, and they knew that it had to be done in pencil, but you're certainly looking to get more than an inning and a third out of Kyle Hart after Morgan gave you 2.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily as sharp as we've seen him.
0-2 to Arraez, ripped on a line into right field, but pretty much right at Wallner. And he makes the catch, 1 out.
And just for whatever reason, the Padres decided to pull the ripcord a little early. And that really puts a strain on the rest of the guys coming in that got to cover the rest of these innings.
Here comes the Lumber, brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers. Fix it, build it, enjoy it. 1 out, nobody on. And Machado takes outside ball 1.
A strong point for this ball club all year. Has had a little bit of a rough patch on this road trip in terms of the bullpen.
Manny takes outside 2-0, and of course it's all set up by starting pitching generally not working deeper into games.
That's right. And therefore you've seen some of the lower leverage guys pretty often on this road trip.
2-0 to Manny is high. Now today is obviously its own category.
Right.
You don't really have a starter. Pivetta went 5. That was good enough in last night's game. But prior to that, I mean, you're talking Cortez 3+, Darvish 4, Cease 4 1/3, Sears 3 2/3. Pitch inside, ball 4 to Manny. First walk of the day issued by Ryan, and a 4-pitch walk with 1 out here in the 6th inning. So I mean, one time on this road trip, and this is the 6th game, have the Padres gotten just 5 innings out of one of their starters, and that was last night.
Yeah, you go back into the homestand, it was the same way. When the Padres got good starting pitching, you're dealing with the high leverage in arms most of the time, and the Padres get wins.
Up and away to O'Hearn, 1-0.
I think when they don't get that kind of start, it becomes a coin flip. The offense has got to put up runs, which, by all accounts, on this road trip, they have. Today right now, a 0.
O'Hearn takes a strike, 1-1. That's the thing. I mean, you run into a legit ace, as they have here today, and it's a lot to ask in one of these situations. Right. 6-0 Minnesota. Machado at first, 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. And the 1-1 to O'Hearn is low. 2 balls and a strike. And you hear a lot of people say, well, you know, in the playoffs, you don't even have to get the 5 innings out of the starters. And you know what? That might be true. That might end up being the way it goes. You'd certainly love to. It makes things better if you do. Here's the 2-1 and a swing and a miss. But the reality is, this is not yet the playoffs.
Exactly.
And there's a big month of baseball still ahead before we get to that point. And this is not sustainable, getting, 3 or 4 out of your starters almost every night. And again, today you kind of set aside bullpen day, circumstantial, whatever, but it's the others that concern you. Little tapper here up the first baseline will be picked up by Ryan. Long underhand flip just in time for the 2nd out of the inning. So O'Hearn is out. Manny ends up at second base. And now 2 away with Laureano coming up. Visit America's #1 ballpark and go behind the scenes with a Petco Park tour presented by Bubs at the Ballpark. Pre-game tours unlock early admission to the yard, and the VIP tour will get you on the field for batting practice. Learn more and book your tour today at Padres.com/tours. Manny on second, 2 down for Laureano. 6-0 Twins in the 6th. Ramon hits it hard on a line into left field and a base hit. Martin will get to it quickly, and Manny is held at third base. And now runners on the corners with 2 away.
Off the end, but on a line. Finds left field. That'll bring Gavin Sheets to the plate.
So perhaps kind of sensing a hinge moment in this start for Joe Ryan. The pitching coach, Pete Mackey, for the Twins is going to go out and chat. Visit to the mound brought to you by the Window Depot, offering the best prices and biggest inventory on in-stock vinyl windows and interior and exterior doors. Order online or find a location near you at thewindowdepot.com. And I think Mackey knows as well as you and I know this is a guy who can change the complexion of this game very, very quickly here.
He's already caused 2 meetings here in this ball game. And so a chance here for Gavin's really the first real opportunity the Padres have had in this ball game.
First and third, 2 down, trailing 6-0. Certainly an opportunity to do some damage here for Sheets, who doubled back in the second. 6 for 10 in the series with 2 doubles. Hence the mound visits. Padres trying to get themselves back in this game, chip away. And first pitch swinging, Sheets pops it foul behind the Padre dugout left side. 0-1. He got a fastball kind of inner third and unable to turn it around.
Able to get it underneath the hands to get ahead 0-1.
Runners lead at the corners. Here's the 1 strike. And Sheets hits it on a line to left field. Pretty well struck, but playable. Martin is there, and he makes the catch to end the inning. No runs, a hit, and the Padres leave him at the corners after 5.5. 6-0 Twins on the Padres Radio Network.
San Diego, if you love bold flavors, it's time for an adventure at Sinley Food. For 5 years, we've been your go-to on 97.3 The Fan. Now, let's take your cooking to the next level. Stock up on farm-fresh produce, gourmet ingredients, and a massive selection of Asian spices and sauces. Sweet hoisin, fiery chili paste.
You're a grounding force on your team, Virgo, and your practical sensibilities keep everyone focused amidst the chaos of the season. As October nears closer and the excitement for the postseason starts setting in, it's up to you to keep the team on top of their workouts and practice so that you can achieve your collective goal of making it to the Fall Classic.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I roll in that grass for days. Bet he gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
A sartorial issue here. There's the team name, Chicago Cubs, so it does work.
It's got the right color.
Yeah, it's gray.
Maybe there was something went wrong with his other one.
1-1 to Marte in the air, right to the guy we just showed you.
Diego's floor recovering leader. From a huge selection of premium high-end choices to quality budget-friendly options, Sid's has you covered. Yuki Matsui takes over for Wandy Peralta here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Tough sledding for Wandy in the 5th. And to face 8 batters, allowed 3 runs on 3 hits. Walked a guy, hit a guy, and collected 1 strikeout. And now Austin Martin, a right-handed batter, takes a high strike from Yuki. 0-1 to begin this inning. Buxton on deck, Wallner after that. And Matsui on for the 54th time this year, a 4.44 ERA. 0-1. And Martin swings, hits it off the handle out to third base. Manny collects the grounder, slings a throw to first in time. One down in the bottom of the sixth as Matsui throws for the second time this weekend.
It's really been these run of guys, it feels like all road trip. Matsui, David Morgan, Wandy Peralta. Those three guys have thrown the majority of the innings as the games have kind of been in a place where it calls for their arms.
Yuki got 3 outs in the game on Friday night and had to throw 38 pitches. Buxton takes a strike, 0-1.
I mean, part of the reason last night we saw Adam as well as Morton Hone was because they had to be able to cover some of those innings that the low leverage guys have pretty much handled all road trip.
0-1 to Buxton, and he takes high. Yeah, normally we're talking about trying to find enough rest for the Big Five. It's been a little bit of a different case this last week.
Yeah, getting rest for different reasons. Either the Padres have scored too many runs to get them in the game, or they are chasing.
Chasing big as they are today. 1-1, Buxton fouls it back. Out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by KMG Psychiatry, official mental health partner of the Padres Radio Network, offering TMS, transcranial magnetic stimulation, to lift the fog of depression and restore clarity. Visit KMGPsychiatry.com. Padres into play today, 1 in back of the Dodgers in the West, 2 behind the Cubs for the top wild card spot in the National League. 1-2 to Buxton is chopped to third base. Manny has it right near the bag, gets rid of it quickly, and in time to get Buxton. Bang, bang, over at first base. Buxton, who's already homered and doubled, was thinking about an infield hit there, waiting to see if the Twins want to challenge this one. And Rocco Baldelli will not.
Luis
so
had to
2 away.
Luis had to get his foot off the bag there because Buxton was coming down hard. And the throw just barely gets him before the foot hits the bag.
So as for those scores, Dodgers at home later today trying to avoid the sweep at the hands of the Diamondbacks. And the Cubs are trying to sweep Colorado. That game just getting going at Coors Field here in the next couple minutes. Here's Wallner, lefty to lefty, hits it hard but foul on the ground right side. Meanwhile, the Mets are in the third National League wild card spot, 3 games in back of the Padres, and behind the Marlins 4-0 in the 5th inning. Brewers and Blue Jays came into the weekend with the 2 best records in baseball, and Milwaukee is going for the sweep in Toronto. Jays have a 5-4 lead today in the 4th inning. The 1 pitch is inside, 1-1. Yankees have won 7 straight. They lead the White Sox 2-1 early on in their game. And Sunday night game tonight is in Philadelphia. Phils are trying to sweep a 4-game set from Atlanta. 1-1. Wallner out in front, swings and misses, strike 2. Base is empty, 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Twins with a 6-0 lead over the Padres. We have not been able to figure out Joe Ryan. Pitch on the way, and that one bounced about 5 feet in front of home plate. So 2-2 to Wallner.
I'll tell you what, in terms of Ryan, he's interesting because he has been overpowering at times, but he's also been crafty at times. He's got the velocity to be overpowering, but a lot of times it's this craftiness that he uses to kind of navigate the lineup. Certainly doing a good job against the Padres here today.
2-2 to Wallner. Matsui trying for a 1-2-3 6th. Check swing on a ball down and away. And the count will fill 3-2.
Wallner will use his timeout. Get set for this 3-2 pitch.
Here it is on 3-2 from Matsui to Wallner. Yuki kicks and fires, and a foul tip held by Fermin, strike 3. It is a 1-2-3 inning for Matsui. And to the 7th in Minneapolis, 6-0 Twins on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey, player. The all-new Jamul Casino Resort is all yours. The hotel tower with some seriously luxurious suites. The super secret
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool. 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
As someone who grew up in the era of the twist, the locomotion, the Freddy, and other outrageous dances, the floss is easily the worst of all time.
The fan did touch that ball, and that's a big whoops.
Any relation to Grant?
I don't know. That guy was having a hard time figuring out what screen he was supposed to be looking at.
What a play! Alan Roden. And hopefully he is all right.
Look at it's his eye black. That's his eye black. It has been transferred from face to wall.
Times this season, most recently on July 20th, and trying to do that right here, right now. Cronenworth, Iglesias, and Fermin, 7, 8, 9, coming up against Ryan, who has scattered 4 hits and walked only 1 batter. 6-0 Minnesota. First pitch is a little bit up, and ball 1 to Cronenworth. Prior to today, Ryan's only career start against the Padres was 3 years ago in San Diego, and it was UGLY ugly. Jake fouls one back. Count is even now, 1-1, and he allowed 10 runs on 8 hits at Petco. 5 home runs Padres hit against him in July of 2022. Voit, Kim, Hosmer, Machado, and Alfaro all took him out. 1-1. Cronenworth trying to take him out to deep right center field. Outman is at the wall, and it'll go off the big wall in right center. Cronenworth into second base, and a leadoff stand-up double here in the 7th inning.
It's been a while since we've heard some loud contact, but Jake, who has been seeing the ball and swinging it well, takes the curveball off the right center field wall. Tell you what, Outman lucky that Wallner was there to back it up because he had gotten entirely too close to that wall as it kicked off, and it rolled out. Fortunately for him, Wallner was right there to keep Cronenworth at second base.
So the Padres will try and get it going here now with a runner on second and nobody away. Iglesias spins away from a fastball, but takes it for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Pitch here, and Iglesias lines it foul deep into the lower deck on the right field side. Runner on second, nobody out, down 6-0 here in the 7th inning. 0-2 to Iglesias. Ryan delivers, and Jose again lines it sharply foul right side. Ryan just threw his 90th pitch of the day, and for the first time this afternoon there is action in the Minnesota bullpen. Here's another 0-2, and Iglesias on the ground up the middle to be collected by the shortstop Lee. Throw to first is in time. Cronenworth now at third base with 1 away. Hit up MLBshop.com for the largest and latest selection of jerseys, caps, hoodies, and accessories to keep you in the game all year long. Game on. And gear up at MLBshop.com, the official online shop of your San Diego Padres.
Padres will have a couple cracks at getting their first run here as Freddie Fermin will get the first attempt with a runner on third, less than 2.
First pitch to him, and Fermin late on a fastball, swings and misses. Plenty of gas in the tank velocity-wise for Ryan. That one was at 96. Cronenworth at third, and the pitch to Fermin right on the outside edge of the knees, but he doesn't get the call. And now even 1-1.
Tonkin and Sands getting loose. Double barrel action in the Twins bullpen.
1-1 pitch is outside. 2 balls and a strike. Saw Sands briefly in the game on Friday. We have not seen Tonkin this weekend. Twins used 3 relievers last night, none of whom were effective, before Ryan Fitzgerald, the position player, through the 9th inning. Liner foul above the Minnesota dugout on the right side. And still 2-2 on Fermin, who has struck out both times today against Joe Ryan. Now time called by Fermin. Ryan had 95 pitches. He has thrown 100 in a game 3 times this year. He has not gone beyond 102. So obviously nearing the finish line here in the 7th inning. 2-2 pitch. And Fermin swings and misses, strike 3. Chased a high heater. And he strikes out for the 3rd time this afternoon. 2 down in the 7th inning.
Just high cheese right there. Nothing tricky about it. Expands the zone up. Fermin can't lay off for out number 2.
So Ryan an out away from finishing 7. And Fernando Tatis Jr., the batter, with Cronenworth on 3rd, 2 outs. First pitch swinging and missing, strike 1. Padres trying to cash in a leadoff double here in the 7th inning. Their best chance was probably back in the 4th. Thanks to an error and a single, they had 2 on and nobody out. But they are being shut out here today. Tatis flinches and takes a little bit high, 1-1. Ryan comes set, and the right-hander deals. Tatis takes on the inside corner, borderline pitch, and a called strike, 1-2.
Look to be in off the plate. Home plate umpire Corey Blazer had it as a strike.
1-2 the pitch. Fernando swings and fouls it straight back. A little bit of anger behind that offer. Six 0 Minnesota in the top of the 7th inning. Here's the 1-2. Fernando checks, takes low. They appealed, didn't go. And now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Ryan trying to change first place umpire's mind there. Tried to sell it on the walk-off, but Toddy didn't go.
Ryan is very entertaining out of the mound. Kind of a show that comes with the show.
I don't know that it's intentional. I just think he's out there doing him.
Very much the Northern California vibe from Joe Ryan.
For sure.
2-2. Tatis fouls it straight back.
Now a little grunting going on from Joe Ryan.
Well, that was pitch 102.
So there will be a 103.
First time this year. This is now tied for the most pitches he has thrown in a game this season. 2-2. The pitch is taken inside, ball 3. Similar spot as the one that was called earlier in the at-bat. And Fernando kind of theatrically spun out of the way to just sort of, I think, show the plate umpire Blazer that it was not a strike. Ryan, for his part, tried the walk off the mound again. 3-2 to Tatis. Here's the pitch. And Fernando swings and misses, strike 3. 7 shutout innings from Joe Ryan. Time to stretch in Minnesota. 6-0 Twins on the Padres Radio Network.
Frozen Ropes is calling all baseball players ages 7 to 16 to join our elite travel ball teams. Whether you're just starting out or looking to take your skills to the next level, we've got the expert coaching and top-notch facilities to make it happen. At Frozen Ropes, we're focusing on developing every aspect of your game. Join a team of dedicated coaches who are committed to your success. Don't miss out on your chance.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
Talk to me.
This is called a Crawford dog. Hamburger bun.
Yes.
2 split top Angus beef hot dogs griddled on the skillet, on the plancha.
Amazing.
And then we do a bacon onion jam with Crawford Bach beer.
Pick it up like a burger.
Pick it up like a burger and you just go in, man.
Let's go to town. Dude. Oh, best hot dog I've ever had. Best hot dog I've ever had. I love this, man.
This is how I grew up eating hot dogs.
Can we recognize the athleticism of the elite security down there?
Unbelievable. I give him a 10 down. Pretty good.
Yeah. Look at that.
I mean, come on, Joe Ryan.
It's all part of the experience.
This is an experience tonight. Oh, look out. In between the legs of Jose Altuve, almost clipped his buddy in the on-deck circle.
Hey, that'll wake you up.
And Fortes is able to hang on to the foul tip.
Fortes getting a little help from the love handle there.
Power through my day and bounce back faster, whether I'm at the stadium, on the road, or just tackling life. Plus, with a monthly subscription, I can easily stay on track with my health. Want to make your health routine easier? Go to Symbiotica.com today and use code PADRES for 15% off. That's Symbiotica.com, code PADRES.
Looking for quality windows without the wait? Come to the Window Depot. We carry a huge selection of Milgard windows, in stock now and ready for pickup. Need something custom? No problem. From new construction to full home replacement, we'll help you order the perfect Milgard windows built to fit your space, style, and budget. Whether you're a homeowner or contractor, the Window Depot makes it easy to get the windows you need fast. Visit thewindowdepot.com to find a location near you and see why we're your Milgard window experts.
Padres baseball is better together. Loop spaces provide turnkey experiences to create unforgettable memories. Limited chance remain this season. Book a suite or all-inclusive hospitality space at Petco Park. Learn more at Padres.com/groups.
Bottom of the 7th inning, Yuki Matsui still out there for the Padres. Needed only a dozen pitches to work a 1-2-3 6th inning as the Twins went in order for the first time since the first inning. That's something to smile about. Brought to you by Smile Spirits. Real vodka cocktails, not a boring seltzer. Available at smilespirits.com. Keg in bottle or swing by Baja Rick's before the game. And enjoy Smile Spirits before first pitch. Smile Spirits, making San Diego smile. Bottom of the 7th inning, Twins will come to bat with a 6-0 lead. Brooks Lee, Luke Keyshaw, and Cody Clemens, 3, 4, and 5 against Yuki. Tough afternoon so far for the Padres both ways. And Matsui's first pitch swung on and missed. 0-1. 7th inning stretch was brought to you by Bulkhead Energy. Built by heroes for heroes. The go-to energizer for military, first responders, and essential workers of all professions. Drink Bulkhead Energy, fuel for heroes. Go to bulkheadenergy.com. 0-1 pitch is a little bit low. And now 1 ball, 1 strike to Lee, who is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Got to figure Joe Ryan's day is done for the Twins. So the Pods will get 2 cracks at the Minnesota bullpen. 1-1 to Lee, and he takes low. 2 balls and a strike. Minnesota got 2 in the 3rd on a Buxton homer. They added 1 in the 4th, and then a 3-run 5th inning really changed the complexion of this game. Bullpen day for the Padres. David Morgan and Kyle Hart starting. 2-1 grounded off the leg of Matsui. It runs out towards first base. It'll be an infield hit. Oh, it's been that kind of day.
The ball hit up the middle, and Yuki kicks his leg out and changes the direction of the baseball. It was set up for Cron to be right there. Instead, it kicks off towards first base. Infield single for Lee.
So the leadoff man aboard here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and Keyshaw, who had an RBI single his last time up, is in the right-handed batter's box. Matsui's first pitch is low. Mentioned the crowds earlier, really respectable all weekend. 24,000 on Friday, just about 24 again last night. Bigger today, just under 27,000 on the holiday weekend Sunday here in Minneapolis. Padres will play the day game at home tomorrow on Labor Day, 3:40 against Baltimore. 1-0 pitch. Keyshaw fouls it back. If the Padres do not pull off the big-time comeback here this afternoon, 2-4 road trip. Obviously disappointing. But a new week begins tomorrow.
I mean, the impact will only be felt after we find out what happens with the Diamondbacks and Dodgers.
1-1 on the way, and Keyshaw takes down and in.
At least in terms of the division. Sure. Chicago still 0-0 as their game really just kicked off, and that's really how you watch these games moving forward. What did the team in front do? What did the team behind do?
2-1 pitch, and Keyshaw takes outside ball 3.
The problem with losing, obviously, is you don't get to control anything at that point. If the Dodgers end up winning, there's nothing you can do about it. And so, but the loss could end up not being as bad as it feels right now.
That's up to the Diamondbacks. 3-1 is high ball 4. So an infield hit and a walk to begin the bottom of the 7th inning for the Twins here against Matsui. Minnesota's taken advantage of their opportunities today, 4 for 8 with runners in scoring position.
4th walk for the Padres pitching staff here today. It's been a number of different guys who have come in.
A couple hit by pitches as well. Cody Clemens, lefty to lefty. Checks his swing, takes a little bit outside, ball 1. Looked like a good pitch. They didn't get the call. Clemens, one of those who was hit by a pitch. Wandy got him on the tricep. Up and in his last time up. 2 on and nobody out. And the 1-0 from Matsui. Clemens kind of a half-swing grounder foul at third base. That evens the count 1-1. It'll be so fascinating in, 3 weeks. Let's say when the Padres hit the road for the final time, going to the Mets and the White Sox, to see where the wild card and division standings will be. Will there be a big change in the next 3 weeks? Or will it be pretty much right where it's at right now? 1-1 to Clemens. Is off the handle, floated into foul ground. First base, Arise gives chase, but cannot get there. A foul ball.
Now, mind you, what looked like in the wild card standpoint, a 4-team race has all of a sudden turned into a 6-team race because St. Louis and Arizona have closed the gap on Cincinnati. Cincinnati's still 4.5 out from the Mets' final spot. And so it's not particularly close, but one series can flip that on its head.
Certainly 1 week can, and there's 3 weeks between now and kind of that imaginary line we're talking about.
Reds marred in the middle of a 5-game losing streak, and Mets seemingly starting to play some better baseball.
1-2 to Clemens. Matsui delivers, and a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Yuki with his second strikeout of the afternoon. 1 down in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 men aboard, Jeffers coming up.
Yuki needed that. Leadoff single, walk. Gets a punch out there without anybody moving. So brings up Jeffers to the plate. 1 for 1 with a walk and a sac fly.
Certainly a double play candidate. And ball 1.
By the broadcaster bylaws, you have to mention that because of the position he played.
It is in the handbook. One and 0 to Jeffers. Matsui's pitch is taken down 2-0. Talked a lot in the last few days about the Padres' remaining schedule and so many teams below 500. Do you think there's anything at play here in this series of, even if you're going to play a team that's kind of down and out, you're probably going to get their best effort because they're excited to see you?
Without a doubt. And you're going to get these guys' best effort just by the way this roster is constructed.
Broken bat flare out to short, and it'll hop down for Iglesias. A chance for 2, and now they're going to say infield fly has been called. Interesting in that it was a line drive, and Iglesias let it drop or bounce in front of him, but they're going to have called the infield fly rule.
Iglesias is so smart out there. Recognized that the runners on first and second didn't really go anywhere. So because it's a line drive, I think he's thinking, let this ball bounce. By the way, he picked it up on an in-between hop. It could have gone disastrous, but picked it up perfectly and almost was able to figure out a way to get 2 there.
So 2 on and 2 out now for Royce Lewis, who takes a strike. I think next time, if it was the exact same thing, you have to just sell it a little bit differently, because he did look like he was going to catch it, which is probably what kind of allowed them to use the infield fly rule there. But then, of course, the runners are probably on the move a little bit more. I don't know. 0-1 to Lewis, and that's in the air into very shallow right. Cronenworth back, Fernando in. It's just going to dump down at a base hit. That'll get another run home. Lee going on contact with 2 outs, crosses the plate, and a little grenade into right field makes it 7-0 Minnesota.
Just seems like all of the breaks or bounces are going the Twins' way here today. This ball seemed like it hung up in the air forever, but because how deep Toddy was playing and where Cron was shifted to, finds no man's land. RBI single for Lewis.
The run that scored, of course, was kind of the result of that ground ball that began the inning, kicked off of Matsui's foot, ended up kind of also in no man's land on the right side of the infield. And as you said, that is just sort of the way it has gone here today. Ruben Niebla out to chat. Twins with a 7-0 lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Padres will have Arise, Machado, and O'Hearn coming up in the 8th against, thankfully, someone other than Joe Ryan, but a very big hill to climb as James Outman gets ready to bat. Tell you what, in Game 1 on Friday and now Game 3 here today, it seems like the Twins have sent 6-7 guys to bat almost every inning.
Certainly feels like that. Felt similar in Seattle, quite frankly. I think that's kind of incumbent on what you were pointing out earlier. Not getting some good starts. Yeah. Bullpen then having to come in and try to piece together the rest of the game.
Mound visit over. First and third, 2 away for Outman. Lefty to lefty against Matsui. Yuki now at 30 pitches and a ground ball foul right side. I would almost guarantee you that one of the talking points Mike Schild is going to have after the game today, even though it doesn't really relate to today, is just going to be generally about needing to get more out of the start.
For sure. It all sets up everything that we've seen from the very first game of this road trip.
0-1 to Outman is a strike.
Got the off day, which kind of helped reset things, but didn't get a great start first game of the series, and then it's kind of trickled down. Pivetta certainly helped with his start last night, and you knew you had a bullpen day coming.
Pitch is swung on and missed. It was in the dirt. Fermin picks it up and throws down to first base to complete the putout. It'll be a strikeout to end the 7th inning. But the Twins get another run on 2 hits. They leave 2 more guys on base. And we go to the 8th inning at Target Field. 7-0 Minnesota on the Padres Radio Network.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing,
folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
Can we recognize the athleticism of the elite security down there?
Unbelievable. I give him a 10 down. Pretty good.
Yeah. Look at that.
I mean, come on, Joe Ryan.
It's all part of the experience.
This is an experience tonight. Oh, look out. In between the legs of Jose Altuve, almost clipped his buddy in the on-deck circle.
Hey, that'll wake you up.
And Fortes is able to hang on to the foul tip.
Fortes getting a little help from the love handle there.
I feel like food and sharing a meal with someone is a universal language. You can't go to a ballpark and not have a nice hot dog. So if I'm at the ballpark, I'm gonna get a nice heavy glizzy. You gotta have chili on there, you gotta have cheese. If your hot dog isn't bending in the middle because it's like about to fall apart, then you're not doing it right. So you gotta have a glizzy and then something cold, whatever it is, beer, lemonade. You gotta have something cold to wash that hot dog down with.
7-0 Minnesota, though. That is certainly bad news, as Luis Arraez will lead off against the 6'7" right-hander Michael Tonkin. Brian threw 7 shutout innings, 5 hits, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, and a season-high 104 pitches. Pitching change brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Valvoline is your 15-minute instant drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for directions and discounts. That's SoCalOilChange.com. Ball one outside to Arraez. 1-0 with Machado and O'Hearn to follow. Tonkin began the year on the injured list, hasn't pitched a ton this season. Misses outside again, 2 balls and no strikes. This is his 13th appearance of the year. And though he's bounced around a lot in his career, I would argue he qualifies as a long-time Twin. This is his 3rd different time pitching for them. Fastball strike 2 and 1. Began his career with Minnesota in 2013. 5 seasons here before a year in Japan, then Atlanta, the Mets, back to Minnesota, then the Yankees, now back to Minnesota again. Pitch outside 3 and 1. So
long time Twin is fair.
Not in like the usual sense of a guy just kind of being somewhere. 3 and 1. And Arraez swings, pops it up. Left side of the infield, Lewis over towards the line, and in front of the coach's box, he'll make the catch in foul territory. 1 out in the top of the 8th inning. Remember Jason Kubel of the Twins?
Of course.
He and Michael Tonkin are brothers-in-law. Kubel is married to Tonkin's sister. That's about all I got. Welcome to the 8th inning. Will Wagner going to pinch hit for Manny Machado. So for the 2nd consecutive game here, some of these guys going to get a little time off their feet. Although I don't know that it's going to look full Peoria as it did last night.
Hopefully not. For our sake.
I mean, it was everywhere last night. First of all, you had the position player on the mound for the Twins. And by the time he got to the bottom of the 9th inning last night, Elias Diaz was the only Padres starter still playing where he began the game. So full Peoria.
Full Peoria.
Wagner takes outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Will, a left-handed hitter, 1 hit so far in a Padre uniform in 5 at-bats. Grounded out as a pinch hitter in the 8th inning yesterday, finished the night at second base. And he takes outside, 2-0 from Tonkin, who has not really been in the zone here. Two 2-0. Wagner checks his swing, takes a strike at the knees, and the count is now 2-1. Mason Miller is up in the Padre bullpen, and I think that's probably twofold in a 7-0 game. One is you need somebody to throw the 8th inning. Ball outside, 3-1, and you don't want to let these guys go too long without, getting into a game, and this is the end of a 6-day trip. We have not seen Mason since Tuesday night.
That was the win in Seattle.
Wagner fouls it back 3-2.
It probably has as much to do with the fact that you've already used your low leverage arms.
Right.
And you used them often on this road trip.
Can't really ask Matsui for a third inning, having already thrown 33 pitches. 3-2. Wagner spoils it foul. You've already used Morgan and Estrada and Peralta. So, I mean, that's pretty much what's left.
Mind you, as I said earlier, you had to use...
Ball outside, and Wagner works a walk with 1 out in the 8th.
Had to use Adam and Mortejon to get through last night's ball game. Those certainly weren't spots. Maybe Mortejon's spot when he came in early in that ball game was a high leverage spot, but outside of that, really wasn't, but you still needed to cover those innings.
That is sort of the weird part about the Super Pen.
Yeah.
O'Hearn swings, pops it up mile high behind second base. The shortstop Lee is back on the outfield grass, and he'll make the catch for the second out. Wagner back to first base. Is that, on a day in which you need a bunch of low leverage guys, you might have to throw a high leverage guy.
The other part is, even on days that you're winning, you get a good start. A couple of those dudes aren't going to throw.
Yeah. Runner on first, 2 outs. Ramon Laureano, the batter. 7-0 Twins in the 8th. And a swing and a miss at a fastball from Tonkin.
Good start today's day and age is 6, right? And so that only leaves 3 innings left, even on a good day.
And if you got 5, go figure. Breaking ball, strike 0-2. Tonkin delivers, and Laureano swings, tips it into Jeffers' mitt. Strike 3. That will end the top of the 8th inning with Wagner left at first base. After 7.5, 7-0 Twins on the Padres Radio Network.
Bored of bland seltzers? Try the coolest drink ever. Smile Spirits. Real vodka cocktails with bold flavor. No sugary aftertaste, just pure refreshment. Crisp, smooth, and ready to enjoy. Whether you're at the beach,
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs. Drool. 250-foot dingers. Woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
I went to college at Northeastern University, and all my friends were Red Sox fans, and while in my 3 years there, I really grew to appreciate Red Sox Nation and everything that they bring to the table, and once I got my head wrapped around the trade, I was really, really excited. I think they have one of the most iconic logos, these 2 socks right here on the sleeve. I love keeping it simple, really fond of the font, and I think it's a really cool look.
Wagner, who hit for Machado in the top of the inning, stays in to play third base. Bryce Johnson is on to take over in center, so Laureano can slide to right. And Fernando will get the last inning off here, along with Machado. First pitch on the way from Mason Miller is a fastball a little bit in on the hands. Ball 1 at 99 to Austin Martin, who's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. One and 0. Martin takes high. 2 balls, no strikes.
So as I mentioned, it's been quite a bit of time. Tuesday night, the last time we seen Mason Miller.
So between that and not having anybody but high leverage arms, he's the guy here. Martin muscles one in the air behind second base. Cronenworth will make the call and the catch on the dirt behind the bag. And 1 down in the 8th inning. Time for our next game preview, but a reminder, the party starts before the game on the Coaster Train. Join the winning team. Buy your Coaster Train tickets to Padre games and score big at GoNCTD.com/Padres. Day baseball, Labor Day tomorrow. 3:40 first pitch for game 1 of a 3-game series between the Padres and the Baltimore Orioles. Here's Buxton with 1 out and nobody on, and he takes a slider for a strike. And we will finally get the answer to our great question that we've been asking the last 2 weeks. Will Padre fans boo Jackson Holiday? 0-1 is swung on and missed, strike 2.
Now remind me again why they would boo him?
Matt Holliday's kid. Matt Holliday gets booed because he never touched home plate. Will they boo his son as an extension of their displeasure about that tiebreaker with the Rockies in 07?
Great question. Because they did ruthlessly boo Matt, as even though his concussed self really had nothing to do with it.
Pitch is low. As he told me, I didn't call myself safe.
Right.
Why do they boo me? Why are they mad at me? Go boo Tim McClelland, which they do, or did. He's retired. 1 and 2 to Buxton. The pitch is a little bit up and in at 102. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So, yes, the big question tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday, will Jackson Holiday be booed because of something his father didn't do 15 years ago? Line foul the other way. And if he is booed, will he know why?
I think he'd have to know why.
Okay.
He's been around enough for that conversation, I'm assuming.
Probably have some confused teammates, but
he'll definitely have some confused teammates.
Buxton takes right down the middle at 102, and strike 3 called. 2 down in the bottom of the 8th inning. Trusted will score. The Twins 7 and the Padres nothing. A reminder to stay tuned. The Hamul Casino Resort postgame show with Sam is coming up immediately following this game.
We'll change the pace for these Twins hitters after seeing Yuki for a couple innings.
Now Wallner 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. Left-handed hitter against Mason Miller. 7-0 Twins in the 8th. And a ball outside, 1-0. Pitch is a slider for a strike. Padres will have Sheets, Cronenworth, and Iglesias in the 9th inning. I don't think anybody is throwing in the Minnesota pen, so they'll see if Tonkin can get the final 3 outs. 1-1, swung on and missed. Nasty, nasty slider from Miller.
There's not a lot you can do with a slider that big and a fastball that hot. 4 of the 5 hardest thrown baseballs have come out of the hand of Mason Miller in all of baseball.
One and 2 to Wallner. Miller is set. Here's the pitch on the way. Wallner swings, flares it up the middle, and caught behind second by Iglesias. A 1-2-3-8 turned in by Mason Miller, and we head to the 9th inning at Target Field. 7-0 Twins on the Padres Radio Network.
It's here. Smash Burgers are now available at Gelson's Markets. Try the new certified Angus beef smash burger that cooks up with great flavor and crispy edges. Look forward to...
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool. 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
Now representing the organization, Jim Leland and AJ Hinch are presenting Miggy with a customized set of cleats made by renowned artist Marco Terzo, made from several significant baseballs from Miguel's career. The cleats are presented on a base representing the time he spent at both third and first base in his career.
Standing today, 7 shutout innings. And Padres really did not have any answers for him.
No, it was dominant and crafty at the same time. Padres never quite figured out the puzzle.
Sheet stands in, 1 for 3 with a double. And he takes a first pitch fastball for a strike, 0-1. So, barring a minor miracle here in this 9th inning, Padres will finish the road trip. They went through Seattle and Minnesota 2-4. Pitch is swung on, pop foul, out of play, and you got another American League team coming, and another not good American League team coming. But for whatever reason this year, the AL number is just not quite there for the Padres, and we had that long run of a ton of American League games early in the season. As she hooks one in the air down the right field line, that'll dump down, and a base hit for Gavin, his second of the day. Lead single here in the 9th inning. And I remember having conversations at the time, just kind of kicking around. You know, it felt like there was something with these AL games, but you're going to have to figure it out because you still got a few series left against American League opponents here down the stretch when, as we talked about, the standings dictate that every game is pretty critical at this point.
It started off the same way last year. The Padres, because of the way they played in the second half, ended up bringing that win-loss, I think, closer to 500 than it is right now. They'll need another one of those type of finishes in terms of these AL teams that they've struggled with all year.
Mason McCoy hits for Cronenworth and is immediately hit by a pitch. So the Padres will have 2 on and nobody out here in the 9th inning.
Tonkin's been missing on that side of the plate really since he's come into this game. This one's a breaking ball that never broke. Mason wears it in the tricep. He'll take first base.
So 2 on, nobody out for Jose Iglesias. And first pitch up and into him, ball 1. Spun out of the way. In terms of the Padre remaining schedule, obviously Orioles this week at home. Pitch inside 2-0. Still have a road series on the south side of Chicago against the White Sox. So still some more AL action ahead for the Pods, not to mention 7 games against Colorado, a team that obviously has struggled this year. As we keep saying, it is all out in front of them with a month to go. Not even.
You got a series with Milwaukee and the Mets. as well as a series against the Reds.
Final regular season game, September 28th. Jeffers went out to try and calm Tonkin down. Now a 2-0 pitch is up and in. 3-0 to Iglesias, and Justin Topa has started throwing in the Minnesota bullpen. Topa was the first reliever we saw on Friday night. Came on in the 7th inning for Matthews. Now a fastball, strike 3-1. Padres down 7-0 here in the 9th. Have 2 on and nobody out for the number 8 hitter. Iglesias looking to reach for the first time today. Takes a strike on the inside edge, and the count has gone from 3-0 to 3-2. McCoy and Sheets lead. Payoff pitch, grounded to third base, gobbled up by Lewis. He'll step on third one. Throw across the diamond is low, but dug out by Clemens, and a double play. So just like that, Padres have McCoy on second and 2 down for Freddie Fermin. Now down to their final out.
Taylor made 5-3. Breaks the bat of Iglesias. Deuces the weak ground ball. Lewis steps on third. Low throw. Picked up by Clemens for the double play.
First double play of the game as Fermin takes up and in, ball 1. Padres down to their final out. 1-0 pitch. Fermin hits it hard and fair up the left field line. They're not going to get shut out. McCoy rounding third. He'll score easily as it goes all the way to the corner. And Freddie Fermin, who had struck out each of his first 3 at-bats, collects an RBI double with 2 outs here in the 9th.
Jumped on the heater. Ripped it down that left field line. Padres remove the donut. Get their first run of the game on the double from Freddie Fermin.
So he replaces McCoy at second base. And now top of the order, Bryce Johnson to hit for the first time. He came on defensively last inning. And the first pitch to the switch hitter is up and away, ball 1. Johnson batting left-handed against Tonkin. Bryce hitting .321 in 42 games this year. Came on as a pinch runner for Sheets in the 7th inning last night and scored. Swings and misses, 1-1. Also singled in his only at bat. One and one. Johnson takes outside. 2 balls and a strike. 7-1 Twins with a runner on second. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. Johnson waiting now to pitch. And Bryce takes inside, ball 3. Tonkin continues to struggle with his command. Fermin leads, now the pitch, and Johnson in the air up the right field line. Wallner over towards the line, not going to get there. That's down for a base hit. Fermin will come in to score, and the Padres have a pair here in the 9th inning. It's 7-2.
Couple of knocks with runners in scoring position. Give the Padres 2 runs. I'll bring Luis Ariz to the plate.
Tell you what, Bryce Johnson does not get a lot of opportunities to actually take an at bat, but he's having a lot of success when he does get the chance.
He's cashing them in, isn't he? Have a mound visit here.
Topa continues to warm up in the Minnesota bullpen, but obviously the Twins would love to not have to use another guy here. Joe Ryan worked 7, so they've asked Tonkin to collect 6 outs. He's got 5. But the Padres have scored twice here in the 9th inning. Luis Ariz going to be the batter. Presumably up for the final time here in Minnesota this year. Began his career with the Twins, won his first batting title as a member of the Twins. It's an organization that, as you can understand, certainly means an awful lot to him. Made his major league debut with these guys back in 2019. Johnson at first, 2 down. He takes off, and Arise hits it in the air. Foul out of play left side. 0-1. 7-2 Minnesota with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. And as has been the case all year long, the Padres, even when they're down big late, continue to take the same sort of tough at-bats we expect them to see all the time. Johnson runs again, pitches up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. No stolen base for Johnson, who's now in scoring position. 1-1. And Arise hits it hard on the line the other way. Martin back towards the corner. Not going to get there, but a foul ball. Ooh, just missed. Another extra base hit. And now the Padres down to their final strike hits 1 and 2.
The fastball away and played with that line. Almost picking up another run and a hit. Instead, it's just a 1-2 count.
Here's the pitch, and Arise in the air to left field. Straight away deep but playable. Martin fighting the sun a little bit. Makes the catch right in front of the warning track, and the ball game over. Padres get a pair of runs here in the top of the 9th inning, but not nearly enough. And the Twins have taken 2 out of 3 with a 7-2 victory this afternoon. Padres finish their trip through Seattle and Minneapolis with a 2-4 record. Take a break, come back, give you some final thoughts and the totals on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey, player. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort is all yours. The hotel tower with some seriously luxurious suites. The super secret speakeasy. Hey, could you make that too? The indulgent spa retreat. Ah. And the epic rooftop pool and cabanas. It's all for you at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place. Book your experience at HamulCasino.com.
Remember when customer service mattered? At the grilling store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware, we do. At our family-owned business, we believe customer service goes beyond just selling you a new grill. Let our knowledgeable grilling experts help you pick the right grill, smoker, griddle, pizza oven, or accessories to meet your needs. Shop our wide variety of brands and grill styles. The grilling store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware or online at thegrillingstoresd.com, where the customer still matters. Delivery available throughout San Diego County.
At Fraser Farms, we've partnered with Green Choice to help you shop smarter and find the right foods. Learn how at FraserFarmsMarket.com. Fraser Farms Market, a better way to shop for a better way to live.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
So the Padres this afternoon, final score is 7-2, and I think kind of a two-pronged conversation coming out of this one. And you start with perhaps the obvious. Joe Ryan started for Minnesota, and the Padre offense just couldn't figure him out. 7 shutout innings. That's going to make life tough any day.
Yeah, no, he returned to his all-star form here today after a couple of bad outings in his previous starts. 98-mile-per-hour fastball to go along with some good secondaries. We saw the split, we saw the curve, we saw the slider. And he really kept the Padres off balance. There was some hard contact early. He navigated that, settled in. 7 innings of shutout baseball made it tough on the Padres.
Now on the other side of all of that for the Padres, kind of a bullpen day sort of situation. I think for that to work well, you're going to need a little bit more out of Kyle Hart.